You can call us and give us information when you hear problems. We don't just help people, but we help people help people. Did you get that? We help people help people. So please get involved. In fact, we have a great volunteer system, the Help Center deputies. If you ever want to know about that, live at Troubleshooter.com. But I warn you, it's not just a waste of time or a pastime. It's a very serious endeavor, but it's for those who want to add meaning to their lives. Live at Troubleshooter.com. I'm a consumer advocate in Denver, nearly 40 years, on the radio, on TV, on the internet. Of course, I retired from full-time TV a while ago, so if you're new to town, welcome. Our number is really the main number all over 24/7 is 303-MARTINO. That'll get you through the show. It'll get you through to our offices when we're there. It'll get you through to voicemail when we're not. It'll get you through to the studio when we're here. And Deputy Dan downloads voicemails from 303-MARTINO every day. Dan, do we have a lot of overnight, a lot of calls with problems?
We did this morning.
How many about?
None this morning.
Oh, none, we didn't.
On my line and stuff. And
on the 303-MARTINO.
Right.
But normally,
yes,
we
normally
have
we could have
20 or 30 people that have problems.
You could have that, yeah.
Yeah. And this is just one night. So
I heard one this morning that Suzanne was listening to. The woman was crying like I'd never heard before. What was that about?
That's a case I'm working on. It's an unemployment where they're saying she was overpaid on unemployment.
I mean, the poor thing could barely get a word out. She was crying so hard.
We work on and off the air. 303-MARTINO. And then the show, direct number for all shows on KHOW, of course. And if you're listening on KRDO radio or online, we're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live across the country on iHeartRadio, and we're all at the app. And also, you can download us. And that number, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. You can get right through in the beginning of the show. We usually have open lines, and we're going to solve whatever problems you want us to. We also do a couple other things. Go ahead, make my deal. We call it. It's a new segment where if you are ready to buy something and you got your best price, we're going to beat it. And we've been doing 100% success on that. Beating prices. What's the latest one we're doing?
I finished up that tire deal. $250 we saved them.
You didn't like it that much doing tires. It was more like...
God, I did tires for 10 years.
It was hard work. What I mean is, we don't want to shop.
Nah, the killer ones are
what we want to do is just
the stupid windows.
Yeah.
I tell you, I know nothing about windows.
And I do now.
I know. I heard you digging into windows.
Because of our guy, our genius, Brainiac, who called. He works at Lowe's. And he sells windows, but he's a genius when it comes to windows. He really, really loves windows and gets into them. And he gave me a lot of unbiased information. So I love the fact that he helped us. And so anyway, here's the bottom line. Tell people about 303-MARTINO. Then listen to the show weekdays at 10 and 10 to 1 Mountain Standard Time. Or download us, okay? And the more that listen, the more we get in front of these scams to prevent them. That's the important thing. We want to prevent as many scams as possible. So 303-MARTINO. So we make the deal for you, so take advantage of that. But we're also expanding. Every day we expand, meaning we find more ways to help people. So we've decided we will also make the call. We're not just going to make the deal, but we're going to make the call. If you have a difficult phone call to make, no matter what it is, we're going to help.
Like if you want to break up with somebody?
Well, we'll do that.
We'll break up
with them. But mainly, if you want to do something like, seriously now, neighbor versus neighbor, we've handled a lot of those. Or something with employment, or something with a business relationship. We will help broker peace.
You know, we were going out, Dan and I, after the show.
No other show does this, sure.
To help this poor blind guy that got ripped off by a contractor. And then he canceled at the last minute, Dan? What happened?
Yeah, he did. He said he had set this meeting up, and then he canceled.
Yeah,
so he couldn't make it.
I think he's a lying jerk.
Yes, he is. David Garcia.
David Garcia is a crook, in my opinion.
He took $23,500 from a guy that's legally blind.
We have to start going after these people. And I haven't forgotten, we need to put more teeth in some of these laws. And I need a lawmaker to help me. I mean, we need to put more teeth. Mark, the Contractors Trust Act would be good if they enforce it, but they don't. Ron, so what's going on with you, man? What's happening, Ron? Are you there, Ron?
Is that me? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir, man.
Hi, Tom. Yeah, I'm having an issue. I'm a longtime fan.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And make sure you tell people so they can get help, too. What's going on with you? Usually a long-time listener doesn't have the normal consumer problems.
Well, you would think they wouldn't. But, you know, Tom, I had taken my car to have some hail damage repaired to a local shop here. It's just a small shop. And they requested that I leave them a deposit when I dropped it off. And, you know, after they...
Wait a minute. A body shop?
A body shop.
But they have your car.
They don't have it anymore.
No, I mean, but if they had your car and you were going to drop it off, why would they need a deposit? They can... I mean, I don't understand it.
Their reasoning was that they requested a deposit for parts and stuff. Like I said, it was a small shop. You know, they may not have the assets.
Come on, man. If you can't do that, just don't be in business. I'm not going to do that for you.
Okay, well...
but anyway, so that's what you decided to leave, right?
I did. I did leave the car there, and I left them a deposit.
Oh, wait. I thought you said they didn't have your car.
They don't
Not anymore.
Tell me what happened. How much of a deposit did you put down?
I left them $2,000.
God. Mark has an expression, and I'm not saying you are, but you know his expression, you can't help stupid, meaning a stupid mistake. You can't help when somebody makes a stupid mistake. We may not be able to claw it back. So you gave him $2,000. It's probably money spent, right?
I'm starting to wonder if it is.
Okay, how long ago did you make that deposit?
I made the deposit. It was back September 6th. Yeah, it was several weeks before.
All right, so you left a deposit. Your car was there. How did it go south? When did you pick up your car and why?
Well, I tell you, I tried to get a hold of them after they had my car for a week. I tried to get a hold of them the following week.
Okay.
I couldn't reach them. They wouldn't return my phone call.
So if we sum it up, you didn't. Bottom line, you didn't get response, so you went and picked up your car. No?
That's right. I went.
Did they do anything to your car at all, Ron?
Well, there was some hail dents circled on it, and that's the only visible thing that they've done.
What's the name of this shop?
It's Metzger Automotive.
How'd you find them?
I found them on a local website. Local people recommend, and they were.
God Almighty! You start off by saying you're a fan, and you got the referral list right in front of you. You have Colorado Auto Body, you have Michaels, you have so many great auto shops. You have Flexident. You have, but let me get this straight. So you found this Metzger just because from some local website. You went there, you got screwed. So now what? What is he going to do?
That's what I'm.
And what website did you get it off? Do you remember what website it was?
Yeah, it was actually Nextdoor, the Nextdoor website. It's a local website.
Yeah, no, I understand. Nextdoor, they're all over the place, but
right.
What's Nextdoor going to do for you? That's the problem. Let's try to call these clowns. I mean, it's the same old story, people. The same old story. If you get into a problem like this, Metzger Auto Body, let's call them. See, what are they going to do? By the way,
did they do any work at all?
No, they circled some hail dents. Ron, did they say they'd give your money back?
I have not been able to reach them. I have exchanged some texts with one of the employees there that said he was trying to resolve it, but I haven't spoke to him since last Thursday.
Okay.
I'm just afraid the money's gone, but we'll call him.
God. What the heck? Why do people do this? Why do they do it? Can somebody give me a good reason? Would you pay $2,000 down for nothing? 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
I can't think of the last time I personally gave a deposit on anything. When's the last time you have? On anything. And I know we're going to hear from people saying, oh, well, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and again,
I don't care who it is.
Again, I don't say all deposits are off or all down payments are off, but there are certain ways to do it to protect yourself.
We had a landscaper out for a water feature. I wouldn't give him a nickel.
No. I mean, when people say they need money, I say, why? Okay? I mean, you know, where did this notion come from that people get paid before they do anything?
I have no idea. You don't go to Walmart.
I'd like any contractor. I'd like you to come up with a reason why I should pay you up front. Now, let's talk about some
special orders,
some good stuff. We probably saved many people's fingers and hands, don't you think? Now that we're talking about Troubleshooter.com, by the way, you'll find an article on snowblowers. And every single year, in the first few snows and in the spring, in the fall snows, the wet ones, and the spring, because snow is so wet, it jams up snow blowers. And there's something about snow blowers people don't understand. And because they don't understand it, it will take off your fingers. And people say, oh, no, I make sure it's off. Doesn't matter. We'll talk about that and more coming right up.
The owners of the NFL are reportedly considering a rule change that would make it mandatory for players to stand during the national anthem. A league spokesman said the owners are discussing it now.
Well, that would be wrong.
I don't know. From a business standpoint, it's fucking killing them. It is not good.
No, what I'm saying is
their audience is people that stand for the flag.
I think they get what that's the real power. The real power is
exactly what's happening.
Is
Goodell could have nipped it in the bud right away.
Oh, usually. Plus, I got to tell you too, like Thursday night games this year so far suck.
Do they?
I haven't seen a good Thursday night game.
Actually, Drew says that. He says it's not worth watching Thursday night.
Yeah, why? It's almost like they put the worst fucking game on Thursday. And then the other thing that's stupid is when they're over in Europe and the game starts at 6 a.m. Who the fuck, what are they doing? Yeah. There is such a thing as too much football. I never thought I'd say that. But when you have a game at 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 2:30 p.m., and then 6:30 p.m. on the same day, and then the next day, Monday, you have one.
Oh, no, you're right. I used to do that. I quit doing that. When you watch 3...
Hey, Drew, we agree on something. I didn't know you... Thursday NFL games suck, don't they?
Thursday, Monday, yeah, pretty much.
I can't understand for the life of me. It's almost like they do the worst matchups possible on Thursdays.
They're all terrible. But you know what? It's never going to change because people watch it.
God, I barely watch it. I didn't watch Monday a couple weeks ago.
Also, when you buy me lunch.
I got to find Shannon and get some ramen.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'll buy you lunch this Friday. Who's buying lunch this Friday?
What am I getting?
Is Al coming in? Pizza.
Yeah, no.
I got to find the most conservative Republican restaurant in town where you have to wear like a cowboy hat and big belt buckle. I was taking my, what is it called, my blood sugar. Yeah. It's awesome all the time. Awesome.
Because of no carbs.
I guess so. I mean, I was never, I was never above whatever on my physical, but I noticed it year after year, it goes up. Here's what I don't get. What is it called? A1C?
Yeah.
How does it get, same with cholesterol, when they do a try on you, how does it look, how do they tell what your last 3 months are in the test? How's that fucking possible? How does it do that?
Well, an A1C looks for markers.
But that's what I'm saying. It looks for a time period of, say, 3 months, I think. I just find it amazing that they can look at an average over 3 months.
Oh, this camera isn't working. It wouldn't do the dance when I plugged it in before.
What happened?
It didn't show up.
Oh, no, it's plugged in?
Yeah. This is the hardwire.
Plug it in, see if the light comes on.
Yeah, no, the light does come on.
We hardwire it?
That one.
Sometimes it works.
Why do we hardwire it?
Because it wasn't...
It's been acting goofy, that camera.
God, we have to have some kind of warranty on that, mother. It's new. Jeez.
Jeez, you forget how long we've had it. I mean, I'm not saying they're super old and shouldn't work, but I bet we're over a year. How long have we had these cameras, Dan?
Oh, yeah. Oh, well over a year.
Yeah. Can you believe that? Can you believe
Oh,
that?
I'm sorry. No, not well over a year. Nothing here.
Is it working?
No, it's not dancing.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Did we call the body shop?
Tom?
Yes.
So their main body shop phone number is disconnected,
Oh,
and I
no.
then tried his cell. His voicemail hasn't been set up, so I'm sending him a text right now.
Can you believe it?
I wonder if somebody can run by for us. Where is it? Do you know? Ron, where's
It's 12100 West 52nd Avenue in Wheat Ridge.
So West 52nd and what would that be?
The corner of Gotcha and Ripoff.
Hold on. Put that in the, give me a cross street. What's the cross streets up there, Ron, where this body shop?
52nd and Ward Road.
52nd and Ward, roughly, and it's Metzger. And we need to know if he might be out of business.
It's probably
You
gone, locked.
could just be screwed. Golly. 303-713-TALK. Now, I have a prediction, and I hope it's not true, but Denver Auto Hail Auto Repair, whatever the heck the name, I just did an article on it at Troubleshooter.com. What's the name? Denver Hail
I
Repair?
forget.
But that place, now, I'm not saying I want this to happen, nor am I saying they're doing anything on purpose wrong.
You know, for a bad situation, they seem to be handling it
well, but they
best as possible.
Here's what I think is wrong with it, and I don't think it's intentional. It's okay. It's the Denver Auto Hail Repair store. Okay, I don't think they can keep it up. What they're doing is they have cars coming in, and months are going by. They have too many cars. They're not getting them fixed, and they're paying for rental cars. And we figured hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And they've long passed the part, the making profit. I mean, let alone staying in business. I don't know how they're doing it. How are they paying for all these rental cars? Plus, they're subcontracting a lot of these cars to other body shops. So I did an article about it, a bizarre business practice. Can it last? Troubleshooter.com. I don't think it can, because it's mathematically impossible unless you just have billions of dollars and want to burn it. I don't know how it's possible. So this is dangerous, but there are a lot of body shops that are taking on more than they can handle, or they're just taking money and leaving people without repair. Ron's one of them. This is another place. Now, I'm not saying, by the way, that Denver Auto Hail Repair are rip-offs. I don't think they intend to rip people off. I just think their business model is dangerous. Then we have this Metzger Auto Body. If anyone knows anything about it, at 52nd and Ward, what's going on with that? I mean, you know, can we find out? Can anyone drive by? Let's talk to Hannah now. We got a couple lines open, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. If you're new in town, you need to know, you know, who to trust and who are the rip-offs. Give us a call, please. Don't just go to some blind website like Nextdoor. They don't do anything to help you. Go and check people out at referralist.com and prevent the problems. Hannah, you are talking about money up front.
Right, but before we get to that, I'm not far from 52nd and Ward. I can take a run right down there.
I would like to see if that auto body
Just see if it's open.
It's called Metzger. Okay.
No problem. But you were talking about putting up money up front. Listening to you for, I don't know, 35 years.
Yeah.
I've been in Colorado.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I've been going to this one hand surgery doctor. It's a group of doctors, so it's not her individual practice. And it came to where I have to have a minor surgery on my finger. So the receptionist says, okay, here's the date, and you have to pay X amount of dollars because that would be what your insurance isn't going to cover, and we collect that up front. I said, excuse me, I have great insurance, but that's our practice. And if you don't pay it, you don't get the surgery date.
Now, I had to put down a deposit on a surgery, so I'm nowhere. And you know, like I said, I'm not just hell-bent on never putting money up front ever. I've said that before. There are conditions. Now, I don't mind reserving a surgery spot. I don't mind that. Do you do that, Mark?
I don't think Kaiser does that.
But, Hannah, did you think the danger would be them going out of business and you not getting the surgery? Okay.
No, I just felt like they were treating me like I was a deadbeat. And I have great insurance.
I see what you're saying. Like, you know.
Wait till it goes through my insurance. Why do I have to pay a month before the surgery?
Every time you fill out an application and they want to know the names of people close to you that are not relatives or the living the nearest living relative. You know why? It's for skip tracing. Hannah, that's the only reason they ask for this stuff. Or they ask for something with the license. But whenever they ask about anything like who is the person, or a close friend not living with you, or a close friend or a relative, they're doing that like that. That's literally why they're doing it, for collections. They really. Now, Hannah, if you look up Metzger Auto Body, you'll find an address. I just want to know if they're open, because it seems like well, it doesn't seem like the number's disconnected. Anyway, money up front, it's a controversial topic, because sometimes I do it and sometimes I won't. And it really depends on the situation.
When's the last time you've done it? I asked you that.
For a surgery.
Oh,
and
okay.
I did it with a credit card. I always pay with credit card with money up front. I have never given anyone a check up front, and I won't do it. Okay, I gave money up front, and we got to get these guys on the referral list, Garage Guru. They did an epoxy floor for me. No one on I didn't have anyone on the referral list do an epoxy floor. And they wanted a deposit because they lined people up, and here's what they said. We line people up, and if you cancel or something, we're screwed, and we buy the material. And so you can pay by credit card. Here's the deal. If you pay by credit card, you can always get it back. You can always, if they don't show up. I think credit cards are wonderful, by the way. I really do. They're really valuable tools, and I so disagree that you should not have credit cards. You should not misuse credit cards. But there's nothing wrong with them. Now, Sean, what's happening with you?
Hey, Tom, I want to know why the people in Colorado drive with their lights off in a fog.
Well, first of all, I've seen people in Colorado drive with their lights off at night. I mean, you hear two things in Colorado. Maybe it's all over. They don't use wipers, and they don't use headlights. Now, I believe in day runners. I think you should have your headlights on all the time. And most cars now are designed that way. They're on all the time. They're called day runners. And I don't know why they don't use lights in a fog. Go ahead.
I work in Weld County, man, and it's dangerous because the corn is real tall, and you got people driving around without their lights on, and there's already so many crosses on the side of the road, man. I just don't.
No, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I agree. Sandy, what's happening? Wait, is that? Oh, Sandy, did I do that, or did she get disconnected? Line 1. She wanted to talk about American Garage Door, whatever that is. If you're having a garage door problem, 303-713-TALK. I will tell you this, seriously, One Clear Choice Garage Doors. I have never seen a garage door company like this, man. They are wonderful. Now, the guy's an ex-Marine. Well, no, they never say ex-Marine. They say former Marine or something, or still a Marine, retired, whatever. Chappie, and he runs it so tightly. They do inspections and safety tune-ups free with lubrication of hinge bolts and all of that, and they give you written reports. If you mention Martino, the free inspection, then they give you a written report of anything that needs to be done. But One Clear Choice Doors, okay, speaking of garage doors, since that woman was calling about it, I have never seen anyone like this. They put in quality products. I have a garage door opener you can't even hear. I'm telling you, if I don't look at it, I don't know if it's opening or closing. For just, they start at $2.99. 303-565-6409. So, what's on your mind? Did someone lie to you? Did they cheat you? Did they rip you off? That's what we need to talk about. Because I am so tired, and I'll still help you, but people call after they've put money down. This is the most common problem recently. I put money down, and I got nothing in return, or I have poor workmanship. There's nothing I can do about it, especially when it comes to insurance money. People are putting down lots of money. Please just refrain from that. Now, if you get an insurance check, did you know you can buy a prepaid credit card? There are certain restrictions, but you need to find a way to pay that will protect you. Some form of payment that can be rescinded, and I recommend credit cards. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. John Fuller, Fuller Law, is a personal injury attorney that I recommend if you are ever injured and you're wondering, what do I do now? You see, you may think, I'm not going to hire an attorney. I don't even know what the insurance company is going to do. I will tell you this, whether it's your own insurance or the other party's insurance, and I hate to say this, but it is absolutely true. The insurance company will never have your best interest at heart, ever. They won't. You need to fight for everything. And even if you think they're taking responsibility, you should run it by an attorney. John Fuller will talk to you free of charge, no obligation, and if he signs on, he will only collect a small portion of what you collect. He is truly a great guy, and he is knowledgeable in all facets of law for personal injury. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. His website is personalinjuryco.com.
I don't need. Okay, Mark. Here's something I want to ask you. This is really bothering me. So next door, they don't even advertise. How did they have become fucking viral? Everybody uses them.
Digital. That's what they've been doing.
But Jesus Christ, how do they? What? Why can't we mimic something like that? I mean, we're doing better than that.
If we put that kind of money into it, it'll light. There's no doubt about it, man. There's a fine line between, you know this, how much.
Well, let's do it.
Well, we are.
Okay, you're waiting for that for the procedural.
Yeah, for the form. He's you ready for this? Think of where we live, okay? So Amir right now, they have no power till Wednesday in his office building. That they deal with this shit all the time. Isn't that fucking unbelievable? Pakistan. They have no power. We not have power till Wednesday.
So what do they do?
Fucking find
Do they have a generator? I mean, how can
I think they're fixing the generator. The grid comes in and out all the time.
Right.
All the time. So they have a generator that keeps it that way. But because all they do is computer stuff, if it's not steady power, they risk fucking up their equipment.
Right.
So they got to get the generator fixed. Isn't it weird though how, I mean, we're just so used to like the lights being on.
I just see Puerto Rico still 90% still without power.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
No, you're right. We're pretty spoiled when it comes to that.
Like our kids have absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
I even remember being younger, like, you know, under 10, and we'd have, in Pennsylvania, we'd have power outages quite a bit.
Storms. Yeah.
In Castle Rock, I don't think we ever lost power. Maybe one time.
Really?
Well, everything's underground there. It's next to impossible.
You guys are underground in Castle Rock?
Yeah.
Really?
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, man, there is like, everything's underground. At least our neighborhood, and I can't think of any place it wasn't.
In the mountains, everything is. Almost every time I go up every week, there's been some power outage, usually 5 minutes, 2 minutes, something like that.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're really getting those Arlos, they have them at
I gotta get it. Yep.
they have the 3-pack with the thing, $470 at Micro Center, which is $100 cheaper than what I paid.
What did I say we were going to talk about today?
Snowblower?
Snowblower, your fingers.
Because that's the smart financial move. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky from my friends at Alliance Leasing, who can help you save time and money and more money, and have been doing just that for Colorado businesses for more than 20 years. Alliance Leasing will get you into your fleet vehicles with all the updates you need at the lowest delivered price. I'm a finance guy, and the choice of leasing with Alliance is the obvious one for your business. Learn more at alliance.lease. That's right, just type alliance.lease. Alliance
What is
Leasing.
wrong with phones?
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
I haven't seen better stuff. No, I mean, I don't understand it. It's just...
What?
The phones are weird.
Oh.
Affordable interest mortgage still has rates in the mid-threes. Do that upgrade that you've been putting off, or pay off that high interest rate debt, or just get ready for the holidays. Purchase your next home with only 2% down and no mortgage insurance. Affordable interest mortgage. 720-895.
It's nice that lady who drive by Mets crews and stuff.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean, if the damn phone's cut off, though, I mean, let's hope upon hope that even if they are there, what are they doing with no phone?
So I wonder why Ron didn't go by there.
Call now and find out how to pay off your home faster, save over $100,000 in excess.
Wish some people would help themselves a little bit.
Without changing 1 penny of your spending habits.
Hey, Sean,
720-895.
type what area you are in, sir, or ma'am.
We've been serving Colorado since 2001. Where it's all about you is not just our motto, it's who we are. Get the respect you deserve. Affordable interest mortgage, 720-895-0500. NMLS 298191, regulated by DORA, equal credit lender. Hi, it's Dave Logan from my dentist.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to do 3 days. Will you do 3 days when you come back?
Yeah, depending upon when it is.
Well, I want to do like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't care what days we do. I'd rather not do over the weekend, but I really don't care.
You really have to see for yourself.
I'm going to fast.
Today. Mention my name and receive a free Sonicare toothbrush. Visit WillowCreekDDS.com. Make my dentist Willow Creek Dental.
Sean, give me a zip code.
Call Excel Roofing at 303-761-6400.
Sean Hannity, today at 1 on Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, so I teased that thing I was going to talk about with hands yesterday and also this morning, and I have it at Troubleshooter.com, and we have an ad on Facebook.
We've had people ask if that's your hand.
Yeah, I know. In fact, we had phone calls, and really, I don't know, they assumed it was, but and I guess they could, because I said this can happen, yes, even if the snowblower's off. Now, let me explain this to you. This happens, and I've talked to hand surgeons, and they can predict that it's going to happen with a wet snow. Wet snow, as it gets compressed, you know, slushes, right? And then it freezes, and it clogs the snowblower chute, and it sticks to blades much like it sticks to your windshield wiper blades. People have cleared out the snowblower. Some of them put it on idle and do it, and some of them just do it with a stick and get injured. But the most common now, people turn the snowblower off, and they believe there is no danger when the snowblower is off. I mean, think about it. You turn it off, it goes, right? It's off. It's freaking off. Now you go and say, okay, I'm going to clear the chute, or I'm going to clear the blade. And your hand is somewhere there, and all of a sudden, nowhere near the blade, it's on the side, because the blade has to spin for it to get close to the side to cut you. So you're not even close in between the blade and the wall. You're just somewhere in there. Or you're on the blade just clearing it off. And all of a sudden, the blades go like this. Whoo! Slice off your fingers. Now, how did the blade go? They're spring-loaded. Gasoline engines, if you notice, well, you probably don't with a car, but if you have a lawnmower, you notice how they stop. They go, and they go to a neutral position. It's where there's no more compression in the stroke. But if they're in between, they might just go a little more. And also, the blades are spring-loaded. So if you can picture a freeze and the blades stop, you turn it off and the blades stop, but the ice and snow are keeping the blades from resting in neutral. They're just short of neutral. They're spring-loaded. So do you have that picture? Now you release the snow with your hand, and all of a sudden, that blade goes to neutral. It might only be an inch or two, but it's enough to slice your fingers off. And that is the biggest danger, because people believe after you turn it off, you're safe. And in fact, you're not. So the only way to clear that snowblower is to sit it in a warm area and let it thaw naturally, or take a bucket of hot water and just flush it up in there without touching it, or down the chute, or, well, that's the only way, or with a hose. A garden hose. Just do not try to do it with your hands. 303-713-TALK. Chauncey, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir. What's happening?
Well, we got a asbestos abatement project going here.
Okay, and what's the problem with it?
Well, we don't know yet. We had to hire some people to get.
First of all, how did you discover you had asbestos?
The city told us that we have asbestos in there, and we have to remove it before we tear any walls out.
Okay, were you getting a permit for something?
Yes.
Okay,
remodel.
so you were getting a permit for a remodel, and how did they find out you had asbestos? Why would the city say you have asbestos, or did a contractor tell you that?
No, the city told us that we did, and we
That's
have to
weird.
Get, asbestos inspector.
I understand. That's just weird that the city knew that. I mean, maybe by the age of your home, they said something like this: make sure you check for asbestos because you have to remove it if you're tearing down any walls. Right. Anyway, what happened?
Well, that's what we need to know. If this Cherry...
Oh, you want us to check out a company for you?
Yes. We send in an email Friday afternoon, and I was...
Mark, who do we have that does asbestos abatement? I thought we had people. We might not, though.
No, we have one. I can't think of the guy's name. I met him personally. He's a nice guy. Let me look it up.
Rebuilt Mold and Restoration,
That's
Mark?
him. That's him.
Who is it?
Rebuilt Mold and Restoration.
Get him on the phone and see.
What's his name? Do you remember Jose?
Let's get him on the phone.
I think it's Jose, but he's good.
We got a line open at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Helen, you want to follow up something with Deputy Dan. Deputy Dan, what is this problem?
So Helen was the one, if you remember, she had the bed that she had just bought, the mattress, and it kept falling down on her.
What? Wait.
Through the lats. The lats would come undone and
Well, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Okay, and I said, well, wait a minute. That's not a mattress problem. That's the slats.
Correct.
The slats are a bit short, right, to fit in the frame?
Right. That's what I think the original was.
You know, picture two parallel frame, right? Frame members, two parallel frame members with slats or flat wooden slats that stem across them and rest on a lip. And they would fall, causing the mattress to fall, and I was convinced, well, they're a little short, or the frame has to be adjusted, or something.
Right. And like Helen would call up the place and they were very rude to her that she had bought the mattress from, and she just didn't want to deal with them anymore, and she didn't want to sleep on the bed and then fall out of it again, or the mattress fall down.
Okay, so what happened? I mean, that's such a simple problem.
So I went out there.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
Yeah, and I put another lat in there.
So what did you see? Were they short?
No, actually, I think they had come out the last time and fixed it. She just wasn't comfortable with it. But I did stick another lat in there, so now there's 4 instead of just 3.
So they're not short. Why are they falling out?
I think that's before... when then they came out again, but she just wasn't comfortable. Isn't that right, Helen?
In other words, she wanted somebody to
look
check.
at it again.
Okay, gotcha. So, Helen, is that what's going on? Is everything okay now?
Yes, the gentleman did a great job. He was he was so nice. He was very respectable.
You talking about Deputy Dan?
Right.
He better be. And he
was great.
Well, that's good.
He took his time, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, you know what? We love helping people, Helen. So
yeah, I know you do.
And thank you. Just tell people about it. We love helping people.
What was that automotive shop this morning? Aurora Automotive?
Which one?
Metzger.
Metzger Auto Body.
Okay, I don't know where... Someone just put on Facebook, I heard you talking about Aurora Automotive. I have no idea what they're talking about.
No, I didn't talk about that. No. So listen, yeah, you can message us through Facebook. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, or just give us a call at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So not only do we help you with a consumer problem, question, or complaint, but we also can help you achieve your dreams. Mark and I have a number of projects behind the scenes that we have helped people with. In other words, I tell you, hey, you got a business idea or an invention or something and you think you can make money, we'll help you. And listen, I'm not talking about taking money from you. We don't charge a dime. But if it's a great business we'd like to invest in, we'll help you. And I'll give you an idea of some of them. Some of them are pretty cool, like new ways to do things. Well, actually, though, if I got it, how would I do it without giving it away? I'll just tell you in general. Like, there's a new line of clothing. How about that? There's a new way. How about there's a new way for There's something in the medical area. We have another kind of clothing. We have someone who has a great idea for helping people with insurance, doing checkups. You know how we do it. And then we have some inventions that are pretty crazy. There is one, the guy actually has a patent on it, that is the most outrageous. It's a bullet that fragments into 3 pieces when it goes out of a gun. And if you can picture this, it's a bullet. I'm looking for the diagram, but I can't find it readily. And as the bullet part, you have the casing with the gunpowder, and then you have what is the tip called of the bullet? Is that called the bullet, or what is that called?
The bullet.
The round?
Well, the whole thing is a round, right? I don't know, but anyway.
Projectile?
Yeah, whatever. So you have the case that holds the gunpowder, and then you have the thing at the end, the tip, right? And the tip, as you shoot the gun, the tip, fires out of the casing, right? Right, and the casing is ejected.
Right.
And the projectile, or the bullet, just goes forward. This is 3 pieces that separate, but they're held together by tiny steel thread, and it spreads apart, but they're held together by this thread.
For what purpose? Like a net?
Well, if you think of 3 wires going the speed of a bullet, hitting someone, it'll take their head off. It'll take their leg off. I mean, it's incredible the damage it does. And it's a bullet. I mean, but think about that technology. This guy's got a patent on it. That's why I can talk about it. So I got to look it up because I can't find the diagram. But try to look it up. And when you see the video, I think it's on YouTube even, and it's a new kind of bullet. So anyway, guys, and we also have, of course, Mark Trenner, who is a trademark and patent attorney. And I got to tell you something. Well, I'll tell you right after the break, because invention ripoffs, it's one of the biggest areas of ripoffs we have. 303-713-TALK. Give us a call. I want to tell you about Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, because they are the ones that I trust to give you free, and I mean free with no obligation, test drives of hearing aids. You can ask for the one I have. You can ask for anyone. I have the one that helps fight tinnitus. You can have one that suits you, and try it before you buy it. If it doesn't work, try another one. They also have the only permanent treatment for tinnitus. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. Go to helpforringing.com. They do both hearing loss and tinnitus. 303-534-0163. 303-534-0163. We have a couple lines open. 303-713-TALK. We'll come back with all of you right after this.
This report is brought to you by
some improvements up in the high country, westbound I-70.
I don't know why anybody would buy a bullet like that.
Well, it is
Take someone's head off, apparently. Be a weird way to hunt. I mean, it's really not much different than a shotgun. It's just whatever the spread is.
I think it would make a bigger hole, though. You know, where a shotgun, the farther you go, it spreads out, the BB's spread out. You know, if you got a...
Batman used to have one that would turn into a net.
Damn Batman.
Where's messages on... I know, with the exception of the advertising side. I don't know shit about Facebook. Are you on Facebook?
I'm on it just to watch the... Are you saying for the comments?
I mean, do you actually have, like, I guess I have a personal Facebook page, but I don't think I've put shit on there for years.
Neither do I.
I hope you would. Meanwhile, this commercial is mainly aimed at family, because usually it's the family and loved ones who recommend rehabilitation.
Hey, Sean, send me your... I need your address and phone number. I'm going to have someone reach out to you quick, but I need that info, dude.
Where is that at? 80106.
It's Elbert. It's a little past me. It's not too far past me. It's Black... Well, I'm not exactly sure where he's at, but it could be... Well,
I'm trying.
Almost
slam a
it could
lot
be
of
kind.
water. Slam a lot of water, not just when you're fasting, but all the time.
Oh, I always
water will help you.
I drink water like mad, man. That's my favorite drink.
Do you enjoy it?
I love water.
I hate it.
It's weird.
But I have to drink it. I hate it. I mean, I just,
you're
there's
one of these
nothing
people you
enjoyable.
gotta force yourself to drink it.
Your roof is ready. Make sure you call
The only beverage is coffee. I hate sodas. I like iced tea, but I hate sugared iced tea.
You don't like Coke Zero?
I don't like any sodas. Anything diet has the worst aftertaste to me.
I know.
Even the sugar. When you don't do sugar for a while, you eat something with sugar, it puts like a film in your mouth.
Too much.
That's what
I hate sugar. I mean, no.
Sometimes
I have a craving for like if I see, like if somebody brought a Krispy Kreme donut in and I see it, I think, God, that looks good. But when I actually eat it, I feel like crap.
you get a stomachache.
I just don't like it. I mean, I like the idea of it, but I don't like it. Now, there are things I love, like Whoppers. You know, the candy.
The crunch, you probably like that.
I love the malted. Oh God, I love malted milk balls. That's my favorite candy.
Master plumber will never come into your home
I like chewy caramel stuff.
He is simply going to show you the best water filtration system.
So that bullet is strictly for killing.
Oh my God! Did you see it? You got
it. No. I'm saying, well, you have.
That's the purpose of it, though.
I mean,
right?
strictly for killing.
Yeah.
Why would anyone? Because even if you had like a bulletproof vest,
it keeps you from missing. Really, if you think about it, it spreads like this, man. Look,
really?
Mark, it spreads like this.
Wow.
It's 3 threads.
I was telling him Batman used to have something like that. Oh no! It's like Spider-Man in his web. This guy's saying that round's for shotguns.
No, it isn't.
It's called a bolo round. Is that what it's called?
I don't know. I gotta fucking find it.
Let me look up bolo round.
With the RIP bullet?
Yeah.
No, there's one I just.
It's really called that? Too evil to be legal. Oh yeah, this one is for a shotgun. This one. I've actually seen this one before.
This one doesn't have wires on it though.
They need to have a nice camera, man.
No, this one is a regular little bullet.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
It's not. The Bolo has the little 2 projectiles. This is.
Governor of Colorado is businessman Doug Robinson.
What's the name of it so I can put it up?
Mark, I can't find the email. I'm looking for the guy.
That's pretty gnarly.
Look under the RIP cartridge and see if that's what you're talking about.
Okay, so we're having some discussion on that bullet I mentioned. I'll get right to the phones, but I just wanted to tell you that I don't remember the name. I'm trying to find the guy's email, but it's the tip of the bullet splits into 3 pieces that are connected, and they're connected by a thin wire, and it becomes lethal. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so Don, he wants to make a clarification on the snowblower, or needs clarification. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
Tom.
Don, go ahead.
Hey, good Tom. 30 years probably listening.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you.
You bet. So I have an Aaron's blower, like a lot of people at Home Depot.
Yes.
And would certainly not think that thing could churn those impeller blades once the motor is off. So I wanted to see if I heard you right.
Yes.
You're saying that the 4-cycle compression stroke might turn that drive axle some kind of way. The last few inches
have you ever when you pull to start a lawnmower, you notice how it has pressure and then no pressure? It goes pop, 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 pop. Okay. Yeah. Well, if you turn off a gasoline engine in the middle of a compression stroke, it'll go back the other way and stop. Okay, because the compression, you're almost at ignition, but not quite. And or if you go up to a propeller of a plane and you like popped it, it would be resistant, and then let go. You know what I mean? It's like it's
like a hand crank on the old Ford truck.
Right. But because you compress, ignition, and then that's how it fires. If you stop a gasoline engine in the middle of a compression stroke, it will go back to neutral or to where there's no more pressure. And in addition to that, the springs are spring-loaded to keep them taut when it's loose, when it's off, and it's directly connected to the shaft. Though that combination makes it under load until it stops completely. And if it's iced up, it will not stop completely. It will stop the motion, but it will still be loaded with pressure.
Huh. So you could put it in your garage, maybe put on an electric heater out in front.
Right, or you take a hose and you can hose it out sometimes, or you can throw a bucket of hot water in there. But never, and even putting a stick in there can backfire if you're not strong enough to hold it. But Don, that truly does happen. That's how most people are losing fingers right now. It's not because they're putting it in there when it's running. Everyone assumes it is safe.
Sure.
I mean, really, and I'm glad that you're asking that, because people thought, no, there's no way it's going to happen. Bill, you have a comment on the bed with 3 slats. Go ahead, Bill.
Yes, hi Tom.
Hey,
you guys are awesome there.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate everything you do. I just wanted to say, it dawned on me. I had a bed I got once that they gave me not some decent stiffer pieces of wood, so to speak.
Yeah.
Some particle board, which has a lot of flex in it.
That's crazy.
The lady didn't get enough of them. Now when, the body weight is on there, they're going to flex even more and want to pop out. So
okay, I see what you're saying. Even if they're long enough, they flex enough to come off of that lip.
Yeah, that's what my mechanical mind comes up with. And really, I know Deputy Dan, I think it was, did a great job there and everything, but I don't know if even 4 is enough if it's my bed, just in terms of, I'd want more equal support across, and shame on those people, whoever they were. I think that's the name of the joint that didn't...
Actually, what was the name of that store that wouldn't come back to help her? You don't remember?
I don't remember, no.
Anyway, so Bill, thank you for that. Slats, for lack of a better word, slats, I mean, they use them for everything, and it is kind of flimsy if you really think about it. Thomas has a comment on asbestos. Go ahead, Thomas. Our number is 303-713-TALK. We are going to race through calls, help people as many as we can. You have a comment on the asbestos. This guy wanted to know, who he can trust to do asbestos abatement or removal. We also talked about how the city knew he had asbestos.
Yeah, so if you're doing remodels, anybody that's doing a remodel is going to tear something out. I don't know how all the cities are, but I know up in Fort Collins, Loveland, up north, you're required to get a demolition permit. A lot of people don't do it. They just skip that step. But if you do get a demo permit, if you do it right and get a demo permit, one of the steps you have to take is anything you're demoing, you have to take samples of it.
Like for lead, too, right? They want to know about lead.
I've never heard them ask about lead, but they do ask. Asbestos is what they're looking for. And you've got that in old drywall mud, you've got it in old plaster, you've got it in the popcorn texture ceilings. So anytime you're scraping those or doing something, you're supposed to get a sample taken and tested.
Well, Bill, thank you, but Thomas, we're out of time. Now, Brian, I noticed you only have a few minutes. I'll talk to you a second off the air and hope I can convince you to hang on. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. We have an exciting hour coming up.
Hey, Brian, we're going into news, and she said that you may have to get off the phone. We can always call you back, but what are you calling about? What kind of sparks? Do you have something that does that? Okay, listen. Take this email address. It's just easy. It's live@troubleshooter.com, and just mark it campfire sparks, and then I'll look at it, and then you don't have to hold. It's live@troubleshooter.com. .com. It's that easy. All right. Oh, no, I know, but it's pretty easy. So you just think of, and then I will, I'll look at it right away, and then put your phone number in there.
Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
Okay, just as long as you put Campfire Sparks, just to spark my memory, that'll be great. All right, thanks. All right, man, bye. So a guy's going to send me email, Campfire Sparks is going to be the subject line later, but just forward it to me. It's about an invention.
Former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger at the White House.
I'm trying to find this bullet.
There's several. That RIP is a different one. It doesn't have wires, but it does. It's like a flechette round.
An RIP.
Yeah, RIP round, that's what they call it.
But right now, it's all about trying to make sure
I can't believe people are making things like that.
more homes.
What's that? Oh, the bullet thing?
Yeah.
Did you find it?
No. I found an RIP, like it's a 9mm that spreads out like 6 different things, so it, but it doesn't have wires on it, unlike yours.
Okay, hold on. 3-piece bullet tip with steel thread. I don't know. I'm just trying everything. You know, it's just like, damn.
Thanks to ZipRecruiter, it can be. With one click, post your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards, so you don't spend time wondering where the right candidates are searching. Then ZipRecruiter uses its smart matching technology to scan millions of active resumes.
I can't believe I can't find his email to me, because I thought it was ingenious, and I'm wondering, except that truly it is,
It's a killer.
No wonder
now I knew he was on YouTube, so why don't I just go to YouTube, and I'll search it there. Weird bullet. How about new type of bullet?
The smartest way to hire.
Look, it was there. Oh, what's it called? God almighty, there are some that are weird.
Oh, man.
Holy crap, this one is called Rest in Peace.
Yeah, the RIP.
Holy shit, did you see that one?
Yeah, that's a 9mm.
You want to talk about...
That's not what you have in yours?
God, you want to talk about maximum damage.
I got little 22 shells that are probably, I guess, for rabbit hunting, but they're like little shotguns. They got a little spread in them.
Yeah, but they won't
they're
birdshot.
birdshot.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Birdshot?
We used to do that in the barn, so you wouldn't put a hole in the barn.
Birdshot! It was a little 22. They're fun.
You could kill like a pigeon without going through the barn roof or anything.
Okay, I think I found it, guys. Hold on. Skip the ad, mother. Oh, yeah. Well, hold on. This is best for the company. They will never compromise. They give 3-second opinions on all major repairs. They will tell you. I think this looks so much like it.
The RIP one?
No. This probably is it. Yeah, this is it. Okay, this is it. Okay, this is it. This is the guy. It's a 12-gauge shotgun ammo. Damn, I didn't know it was shotgun. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh my God, you got to see it though. Oh my God.
But even a shotgun would hurt. That would get somebody.
No. I saw him shoot it.
No matter what you need in plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, 303-586-1086.
It had an ammo. It had an animation mode, but he has nothing on this one that I can see.
Did you finish up on the LED lighting commercial?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this is called, the one that looks just like it, but I remember it being for a handgun.
Contact me for a free case evaluation at personalinjuryco.com.
And you put up to, right?
Hey guys, it's Ross Kaminsky, and you know my background
Correct?
is
I didn't listen to it.
in finance. So
Yeah,
I'm
this
bringing
is
you a
it. Holy
suggestion
shit.
for a financial decision.
But it's a shotgun. That bothers me.
I'm talking about cutting back your mortgage term.
Faster target acquisition for damn sure. You just have to be in the goddamn room, in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at this simulation. I'm going to send you a link. But you got to, you got to see this simulation. Holy crap. How can I show you just that part, or I'll just tell you where it starts. Okay, the simulation starts.
Thousands of dollars in overall savings. Because you're borrowing money at a lower rate and for much less time, it can be a...
Don't you think LED lighting is going to drop the use of electricity more than any other single invention? Don't you think?
It just takes one
Probably.
It's an eighth of the power of a regular water.
What an idiot I am.
Well, if you compare it to condensate, it's even. Well, yeah, okay. Well, no, it's 90%.
Yeah, 90% less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said 8.
An eighth.
An eighth. So you're wrong. Okay, at 8:30, you and your funny math.
8:30, okay. So this goes to 8:30. I'm going to share this with you.
Are you gone tomorrow or Thursday?
Thursday.
Okay. Tomorrow, just kind of go over shit with me again.
There's no share button for this video.
What is it?
This video, where's the share button?
What the hell are you talking about?
This is a...
Art of Granite, Mitch Floria, baby. I love his yard, man. He's got so much stone outside. It's crazy.
Where's the share button?
You see what retail's doing today?
Is it good?
Walmart. And
Walmart hit
Costco.
3.5%. Costco, my God, what's it at though?
Yeah, it's still right.
Is it in the 50s or 60s?
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. Solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, and making your life a little easier. We'll even make a deal for you. If you want to buy something, we'll find you the best price. You just have to find something, make your best deal, and call us. We'll make difficult phone calls for you. We are the all-purpose help show. Spread it around, and don't forget referralist.com to prevent ripoffs. Wonderful vendors, merchants, contractors, and professionals. 303-713-TALK. I'm going to get to all of you. We have more information even on a snowblower and on the people losing fingers and why. But first, Mark. He wants to talk about CenturyLink. Suzanne.
So I think Mark should recap his problem because he doesn't know my update yet.
Okay, so Mark, tell us what your problem was.
Well, first off, CenturyLink has this thing where they'll go in and change your billing, and they always say it's because this promotion ended or that promotion ended, and every time they redo it, they put you into another commitment with them. Well, this is just their tactic. It's how they do it. Well, I decided I didn't want to do that anymore, and I wanted to leave CenturyLink. I guess I called them up to cancel my service earlier this year. They talked me into staying, no contract, anything like that. Well, their service was lousy, so I called them back up and said, no, I want to go ahead and terminate. Well, they've socked it to me with early termination fee, and I was actually told about 2 months ago that if I just paid the balance on my account, I would not have to pay that fee. And, by the way, I never signed anything, and I never agreed to anything. And I've asked them to provide proof of me actually committing to this, which they cannot do. And I paid them everything I owed them. They agreed to get rid of that early termination fee, and then they come back about 3 weeks later and renege on what they said. And then the latest thing is that they said if I didn't pay it in full, they were going to turn it over to a collection agency.
All right, so Suzanne went to work on this.
I sure did, Tom.
What happened?
So my CenturyLink angel just contacted me this morning, said we are crediting Mark's account to get him to a zero balance and putting a stop to the debt collection process and cleaning up any credit issues. They'll be reaching out to you directly, Mark.
That would be outstanding. The other thing I had is I've been trying to turn their equipment in now for the better part of 6 months. Can't get them to send me a label.
Well, when they call you, ask them about that.
Right. They're going to call you, so just say, I need to fix that.
Okay, well, that's great.
At least we got their attention. That was the whole point. We got their attention.
Well, that's outstanding. I really appreciate all the help you guys have provided me.
Okay, so if you hold on, Suzanne would like to talk to you. Okay, thank you, Mark. 303-713-TALK. Joe has more information on this snowblower. Let me explain what happened. I put out an article yesterday because hand surgeons for years have been telling me this, and I've done stories on it way back 20 years ago. about snowblowers and snowblower injuries. Whenever there's a wet snow, either in the fall or spring, well, it doesn't matter when, but that's usually when you get that wetter snow. It causes freezing and icing up of the snowblower chute, and sometimes it sticks to the blades. And people, you know, clean off the blades and clean out the chute and injure their hands. Well, that's obvious, right? You never touch a snowblower when it's running. But they've been injured now when it's off. Why? Well, because an internal combustion engine, you know, when you stop it on a compression stroke, it'll go back to where there's no compression. It'll back up to a half a cycle. Or the blades are spring-loaded. But if you stop it, turn it off, and there's snow jamming it, it doesn't go to that neutral position. So as you're cleaning out the snow thinking you're safe because it's off, the blades suddenly become free and snap to neutral. Sometimes only an inch or two, but enough to do serious damage to your fingers. So Joe, you wanted to add to that.
Yes, Tom, I did. And by the way, your advice is great and fantastic, but there is one exception. Of many, I'm going to say the majority of snowblowers today use an oversized belt and a movable tensioner pulley. The belt that connects the drive gear to the driven gear, or the wheel pulley rather, when you shift that lever, it simply puts a tensioner pulley presses into the belt, takes out the slack, and if that tensioner pulley, if your belt that tensioner pulley is in the off position, your belt is loose, and there's no connection between the engine.
So even if the engine did snap back to neutral, they put an extra safety feature in it.
Right, because you've got that. If that belt is slack, it doesn't matter if the engine spins.
Right.
Because the belt is slack, and I just went out and checked. My auger spins freely. My engine is off. I can spin that auger by hand because the tensioner pulley is in the out position. The belt.
But Joe, think of how difficult it is to explain. If you have this kind of snowblower, it's okay, and if you have this kind, it's not. Oh my goodness! I mean, because they're not all made that way.
No, you're correct, and that's why your advice is the absolute best, Tom. But in my case, I'm an engineer. I'm a pilot. I'm the pilot that was on the show, by the way. But again, if you have,
if you have a brand new one, you're saying they have built in another safety feature, which is really just like for lack of a better word, a clutch system where you clutch it, you pull the tension.
Right, you pull the tensioner pulley, it takes the slack out of the belt and connects the engine to the belt, and if that tensioner pulley is in the out position, there's no connection between the engine
that's
and
great.
the auger.
That will save a lot of people, but still, no matter what Joe says, be very careful, because that tensioner pulley system, yes, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. He says it freely spins. There is no spring loading on it, and it's not connected to the engine. But if you don't know enough to know what you have, don't touch it. You know, do it by with a hose or do it with a bucket of water. But he said the newer ones have an added safety feature. That's really good news. Jody, what's going on with your dad? 303-713-TALK is our number, or 303-MARTINO. What's happening, Jody?
Hi. So basically, in 2014, I consolidated my loans with this company called Said Loan Servicing. Originally, it was with a company called Education Credit Management.
Oh, wait a minute, Jody. So this was to get you into another loan out of the education loan, the student loan?
Well, so what happened was Said Loan started charging me.
No, but that's what I'm asking. You had a conventional student loan.
Yes.
Yeah, the government is encouraging people to get off of student loans and get on a regular loan to refinance it, because they don't like the idea that they're going to, this big loan bubble is about to burst, and it will absolutely destroy the government system. So you refinance with what's called, the company's called Fed Loan?
Said Loan Servicing, yes.
And what happened?
So basically, my monthly payments exponentially doubled to the point where I can't make the monthly payments because I got married.
They doubled.
No, they went from like $100 a month to $650 a month, and
holy crap!
I can't afford that. So I was on the phone crying to my dad, and he goes, "I don't know what you're talking about. I paid off all your loans." And I said,
"Wait a minute."
Okay. So I started investigating. I went to the Federal Student Aid website. It doesn't show that any of my loans were paid off.
Wait a minute, Jody. You first, before your dad paid off the loan, you refinanced it. Is that right?
No, he paid off the loan in 2011. He just never relayed this information to me.
Hold on. And then when you went to so-called refinance, there was actually no loan there.
That's what we're thinking.
Well, hold on. Then how could they refinance a loan that was paid off?
Well, that's a good question.
How did she find out the loan was paid off, Tom? I missed
Her dad said, I paid that off in 2011. No, this is serious, Jody, so let me get this straight. I just want some basic questions. How many student loans did you have? This is serious, Suzanne.
So I started 2001 to 2007 is when I was in college.
2001 to 2007 in college. I'm taking notes. And how much total student loan debt?
So it was $38,000.
Okay, well, that's not bad for all those years. $38,000 in student loans, and then your dad now.
47. Sorry, 47.
Okay, when did you graduate, or when did you leave school? When did no? Better question. When did you start making payments on those loans?
So here's where it gets tricky because after I left school in 2007, I moved to the middle of nowhere. So all the mail was kind of going to my dad's house, so I think...
Here's all you have to tell me. When did you start making payments on those loans? Or if you didn't, just tell me.
So I didn't start making payments until 2009, and I'm not sure if my dad was making payments, but I think he was.
Okay, so you started making payments in 2009. And then... when did you go to refinance? So you made payments. Did you make payments for years and years? Did you make payments, for example, in 2012 or 2013 and 2014, or when? Or did you?
Right.
So you made payments steadily since 2009.
Right. They were $260 a month to this education.
And you made. So you're telling me you made monthly payments since 2009.
Right. And I lost all that money when I reconsolidated.
No, I understand. But you were making payments since 2009. But what's weird in this timeline is in 2011, your dad paid them off.
Right.
But you continued to make monthly payments after that.
Correct.
And then not only that, but they refinanced the loan that was paid off, and your payments went up.
Correct.
This is crazy. You hold on. This is absolutely nuts. And my goodness, this is an absolute unbelievable story. I can't believe it. And the good news about it is, if this is true, I think we can help you. I really do. I also think Simply Floors can help you to save a ton of money. Simply Floors, 30, 40, 50% savings is not unheard of. We had Buddy Mitchell on the show the other day. Buddy Mitchell is a great guy. He believes in service above all, and he believes in what he calls under-promising and over-delivering, and he really does. He'd like you to go to his website to find out more about him and to schedule your appointment. He'll make appointments into the evening, simplyfloorsinc.com, simplyfloorsinc.com. And he also has a showroom, a beautiful showroom. That's simplyfloorsinc.com. When you're looking for floors of any kind, and you want to save big, and you want to have a great selection and the best service, simplyfloorsinc.com.
That phone problem is going to be a doozy.
From the... Wouldn't she be getting statements on that loan? And she should have a website to be able to go to see what her balance is. Something's different. Something's wrong here. Obviously. I'm supposed to say obviously.
2 lanes blocked on that stretch, and it crashed south of town on northbound I-25 approaching Happy Canyon, left lane blocked there.
Just thinking of this fasting is making me hungry. These pretzels are making me thirsty.
No, I went from Thursday night to Sunday morning. So it wasn't
over Easter?
Over Easter.
Or Good Friday?
So it'd been, yeah, Friday, Saturday, and then
You know when Thanksgiving is this year? It's really weird.
It's a Thursday.
No, that's true. Do you know what Thursday it is?
I can look.
No, but you would think it's the last Thursday, but it's not.
Second last Thursday?
It's the third.
Really?
Thursday.
Third Thursday in the month.
No.
Which would be second last Thursday.
No, I'm trying to think what the rule is now. It's the this year though. It's the second to last Thursday of the month.
30 days past September, April, June. That's the rule.
How did you remember north, south, east, west as a kid?
I don't know.
I had a
just new north, south.
I had a teacher like in third grade that drilled it in our head all year. Never eat soggy waffles. And that has stuck with me for 44 years.
That'd be northeast. South.
Never eat soggy waffles.
Okay. See, back then, directions on a farm, you always had to know that. Like say the north 40, or the west 60.
You had to know where you were mowing.
So right.
You had to know where the corn was and
That's
where
right.
the wheat was.
Where'd
you put that corn, boy? You planted the corn where the wheat goes.
And it better not be down by the creek.
Told you we don't use creek water.
Insurance is like adding 1.5% to your current rate.
She should be able to log in and get her balance. I can't believe it.
No, this is crazy.
There's something.
Yeah, but I thought I took notes on Simply Floors Inc. on purpose on where his showroom was, and I can't find it.
I forget where he said.
I think he said 52nd and Ward, believe it or not.
No.
Okay.
That was from a call today.
Okay, I know. But where do you think his showroom is? You ask him. And man, if I'm right, lunch.
No, you can't say it that way. If I'm right, it's lunch.
Right.
I like that. I'm going to start using it.
If I'm right, lunch.
If I win, lunch.
That's all Ted says you got lunch from the election.
Find out where his showroom is. I'll bet you it's 52nd and Ward.
Okay. How much you want to bet?
Well, I don't want to bet. I mean, I said I'll bet.
Nope. 5161 Ward Road. Not 50. Not 50 seconds.
It's 50 seconds.
No, 5161.
Lunch.
So he's right by Metzger's then.
Did I say if I win is lunch? Did I say
He
that?
said 50 seconds.
But did I
It's
say it?
5161. How is that 52nd in any world?
That's how people refer to
That's
that.
maybe how you do. That's not how most people do. 5161, not 52.
Okay, I'm going to ask people. Okay?
You can ask all you want. It's 5161.
He's such a liar. Now, come on, Dan. No one can dispute that. If you're at
I'm looking at it. It's not there. You're talking about an intersection, not the address. I was talking about the address.
You a perfect station.
What's that?
With iHeartRadio, you get
Brett
more
Iverson is going to dial in.
Okay.
Today, all your favorite music, all your favorite stations,
Ridiculous.
all free.
It's like when Tom goes.
I've heard a lot of people
It'll be Wednesday. It'll be Monday, and he'll say next Friday. What does that mean?
I know, but Thanksgiving is on the second last to the last Thursday of the month.
All the time, right? No.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Listen, this student loan thing is so strange, but
In between that, I got to ask you something. 5160. What? Simply Floors Inc. showroom is where?
5161 Ward Road.
Okay, now 5161 Ward Road. So
That's the address.
I said to Mark, Simply Floors Inc. showroom is at 52nd and Ward.
And you were wrong.
And he said, no, it isn't. And I said, it is.
No, it's at 5161.
Right, but
Ward Road.
Buddy Mitchell, when he told me, he said the showroom is at 52nd and Ward.
I remember that.
Now,
he was referring to the intersection.
Right. So here's what I want to ask. If you were to describe to someone where the showroom was for Simply Floors, Dan, and it was like, let's say 5160, or Metzger Auto Body, the guy just said was at 52nd and Ward, but it really isn't exactly at 52nd and Ward. Wouldn't that still be accurate? Don't people refer to intersections in general? Or do you think it has to be exactly there for people to refer to it like that?
In the area, I would say, yeah.
In the area. Have you heard people say, oh, you know, the Target store at so-and-so?
But that's not what we were talking about. No. You said, where was he located?
No, I didn't.
And I said 5161.
I said, Mark, his showroom is at 52nd and Ward.
It's like he's a madman.
Okay, so anyway, I just want to ask people, how about that? How about you keep your opinion and I keep my opinion and let people decide? We'll take votes. I want to know. Go to Facebook. I want to know.
What are you even asking? Phrase it in a question. What I'm saying is his address is 5161.
I'm not talking about an address,
His intersection is fine. 52nd. It's okay.
Okay, but people never refer to the address necessarily when they're saying 52nd and Ward. It could mean 5180 or 5160. That's what I mean. In general, people say, oh, 52nd and Ward, or they say I-25 in Lincoln. They're giving the area. And you said he's not located there.
He's not. He's located at 5161.
Listen to this problem. Jody had loans of student loans of $47,000, okay? She made payments on those loans since 2009. So let's make a timeline. 2009, and when did you refinance, Jody?
2014.
Okay, so from 2009 to 2014, she made payments of $260 a month. In 2011, her dad paid off loan. He paid it off, but they still kept taking your monthly payments.
Right.
Okay, then in 2014, you refinanced. And when you refinanced, did they tell you, oh, by the way, Jody, your loan is paid?
No.
So you refied your loan, and they transferred it to this new place. And what was it called?
Fed Loan Servicing.
Fed Loan Service. And Fed Loan Servicing doubled your payment, right?
Yeah.
And you've been making those payments since 2014.
Well, my payments originally were $100 a month because it was loan forgiveness over the 10-year plan because I work for the government.
So when did you start? What is your payment?
So I recently last year got married, so that's why now they're taking into account my husband's income, and so that's why my payments are going up to $650 a month. And I told him we can't afford that.
So your payments are going up to $650, but there shouldn't be any payment at all because the loan has been paid for.
Correct, because I owe $57,000, and that was what my dad owed to the ECMC company, and they settled with him for $38,000.
Wait. Your dad settled? Why would he settle if the payment, I don't understand settling. I don't understand that, why you use that term. If you were making payments every month, why do you say he settled?
I'm not sure. He said that they were coming after him.
But you were making your payments.
Right.
Were you making payments on all the loans, or were there some other loans you didn't make payments on?
Well, that's what I'm not sure about because we consolidated our loans with ECMC, and that's what's so confusing is that all my loans
Who's
are there.
ECMC?
It's called.
I think they're the first servicing company, Tom.
Well, you say you consolidated them. So how many loans did you have?
Let's see. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. How many?
11.
11 loans. Okay. And those 11 loans added...
No, 10.
10 loans added up to 48 grand.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, plus interest, so it's 57.
And then ECMC is who your dad... When did you consolidate with ECMC?
So I don't remember that.
But it was after 2007 sometime?
Right.
And then your dad, so you refinanced twice. Once with ECMC, and then again with Fed Loan Servicing, right?
Right, because I heard that they would forgive my loans after 10 years. And
but what I don't understand is, if you refinance with ECMC, and your dad paid that off, why then do you still have a balance?
Right, so I had called ECMC and asked them. They had no record of any payment received by my dad. He had sent me all the paperwork that said...
Can your dad talk to us? Can we talk to him and help? We want to help, but we need to talk to your dad, and we need to get a bunch of his paperwork. And right now, you just have to sit tight until we look into this. This is... I'm thinking this is very confused. I'm wondering if truly... Yeah, you are. You had 10 loans, but your dad, if he settled with them, does he have paperwork saying he settled with them?
Yes, I have the paperwork. Right. I have the check that he mailed them.
Do you have all of the paperwork of everything we're talking about?
Yeah, and I had written them, called both companies, sent them the information.
Do me a favor. Keep all of that. Suzanne, get her information. We're going to call her back and tell her exactly what we need. This is unbelievable. What do you think is going on with it, Mark? I mean, really.
I don't know.
It sounds like they're very confused. She used the word settled with them, yet she said she kept making payments monthly.
I wonder why her dad never told her he paid him off.
That's another thing I don't understand.
That's a lot of money.
It's weird. It's weird. Okay, let's keep going. 303-713-TALK. Dan, what's going on with you, Dan?
Good morning, sir.
What's happening? How can we help you?
Well, I'm hoping you can help me. My daughter is apparently in problems with the mortgage. Either got behind or whatever. Anyway.
Okay, so how do you know she's in trouble? Let's start there.
On the 26th of September,
yes,
she works and she travels out of town.
And what happened?
On the 26th of September, my wife went up to check her house, which is in Castle Rock.
Yeah.
And she saw a notice on it. And the notice was from Deutsche Bank.
Okay, and what did it say?
Well, my wife don't know exactly, but it's related to a mortgage, and it looks like there was a number 178,000 on it. So I'm just guessing without seeing the paperwork.
Okay, so it was a notice. Let's talk to Brent just happened to stop by. Brent Ivinson, owner of Ideal Home Loans. Brent, so Deutsche Bank, that's a big mortgage lender, right?
Yeah, they're a large servicer.
So it's possible that was a foreclosure notice. That's what it sounds like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Now, what is the foreclosure process right now? I know it's changed over the years. What is it right now?
Yeah, you're going to get notified several times before that notice shows up on your door. They're going to try and, I think the biggest thing for people to understand is that it's not a real economically great deal for the servicer to foreclose on you. There's attorney fees involved, there's time involved, so you have gotten several notices prior to that, hey, try and work something out. Can we make a payment? Can we get a couple of payments? Can we get caught up? Foreclosure is really the last resort, so it's probably very likely that she's 4 or 5, maybe even 6 payments that she has not made at all.
Okay, Brent. So, Dan, so did your daughter talk to you about the problem?
No, she's going to try to get free today. Her company she works for, Haynes, they keep her busy 24 hours.
I understand that. Is she hiding it from you is what I'm asking?
No, I think she just feels ashamed and feels a little
Okay, does she have equity in it?
I don't know, Tom. I'm just being honest.
Okay, well, listen. Here's what I'm going to give you some steps. Okay, you ready?
Hold on a second. My wife did say the notice was that for the bank. It's Hellerstein and Shore PC with a number that's handling it.
All right. Here's what I want you to do. You ready?
Okay.
The first thing you need to do is get your daughter's permission to talk for her and call the law firm and find out what's happening. Okay?
Okay.
Now, then I want you to call, and serious, if this is facing foreclosure, I want you to call Frank Duran, the real estate man. I'm serious now, and I'll tell you why. Frank can find out the situation. He can find out through an assessment not a full appraisal, but just his market assessment, if there's any equity, and if there's any hope of stalling this, he can help. He has had people as late as they were 2 days away from sale. He was able to stop a foreclosure because if they know he's involved and he'll help sell this thing, then they will stop a foreclosure. Now, even if you don't want to go through and sell it, at least it'll give you time to pay it if you want to pay it. Are you in a position to pay this off for her, Dan?
Well, not the total amount. I could catch up on...
All right, well, maybe that would work. But what I'm saying is, what Frank Duran does is says, look, I'm a real estate guy. This is worth more than she owes. I can get it sold. They don't want to go through a foreclosure. And it's very possible that they will put it off. And then you can make a settlement with them, or Frank can go ahead and sell it, and she can at least get some money. By the way, Frank Duran has helped many people in this situation. It's not a guarantee. And he's also, of course, excellent to list your home and to use for other services. He's at 303-920-1622. 303-920-1622. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. So, let's take this quick break, and then we'll come back and talk more about snowblowers and dangers and all of your consumer problems, questions, and complaints.
Excel Roofing.
I didn't realize student loans, they're allowed to deal with them, to settle with them.
No. That was a refinance.
Well, but some of them, nurses, government workers.
Or government workers, but that's not a settlement. That's just that they just
that's
forgiveness.
That is a forgiveness program for nurses and public service.
Into a contract, they will give you
a deputy's
contract when they're done examining and tell you everything you need. And if you like it, you sign it. They'll even help negotiate with your insurance.
You got a GI Bill, didn't you?
They know how to deal with insurance companies.
Thank you, Uncle
But whether
Sam.
it's insurance pay or self-pay, call
GI Bill.
Sell. You will never have to pay any money up front.
What?
And you will never have any penalty clauses in that contract because they know you want to stick with them.
I can see why you got 11 of them so quick.
Run a roofing company, excelroofing.com. And look for Excel on my referral list.
Can you imagine if you're Frank Duran and you're going to list someone's house in a neighborhood, okay? So instead of actually putting the address up, you just put the nearest cross section, okay? Because that's how Tom would do it.
I think
house for sale at the corner of 52nd in Wadsworth. Now, of course, there's lots of homes there. See how silly that is when you look at it in that way?
Did you know Don Horn was the quarterback for the Denver Broncos?
Who?
You're really stretching when you got to get him for an endorsement. This Regenix, this one of these places.
How long ago was that?
He was a quarterback for the Denver Broncos.
I don't remember him.
In '71.
Jeez. You realize I wasn't even born?
So that wouldn't make you want to go use that.
I was -1. Did they wear leather helmets?
71. When did they hit their first Super Bowl? He played for the Packers first. Then
they won the first Super Bowl in like 2000.
Then Horn played for Cleveland Browns.
97.
I thought it was 99 and 2. Didn't they have back-to-back?
Yep. And then San Diego Chargers.
But you're right. I think they went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Like
2 or 3 times, didn't they? Not including the winning time.
Yeah.
Best Super Bowl ever, though, was Brady's comeback. Holy shit, was that game good?
Absolutely. That was, seriously.
I had so much money on that game. It couldn't have gone better.
That was unbelievable. In fact, that will put him, while he was going to go in the Hall of Fame anyway.
It was a ridiculous.
That will be the game.
Nothing went wrong for the man.
Yeah. In the second half.
Well, after the other team scored in the second half, remember? They came out and scored real quick.
But you know how they do the drive, the catch. This will be the game. It really was. That was.
When they say immaculate reception.
Right.
So last week when Mark did the show, the night day you were out for Vandermeer, Mark spouted about welfare and stuff. So Leg 2 is a welfare baby and wants to talk to Mark. Since I'm a welfare baby, I'm going to talk to Mark.
Many is what?
Welfare babies?
I remember Camden, New Jersey, when I was growing up. I guess it would be New Jersey in general, or maybe even the feds. I don't even know how it works, but they get a certain amount for each kid for welfare. So, I mean, you know, if you had 20 kids, you would get a hell of a lot more than if you had 2 kids. So, I mean, there was a bunch of people just, you know, getting knocked up to see how much money they could get. It was crazy, man.
It's unusual to do.
I'd like to see what they say on that, but welfare has not helped the poor.
Welfare has been horrible for the poor because it keeps them poor. It keeps them, what is it, secular?
What did Ben Franklin say about the best way to help the poor?
Get them a job.
Make it uncomfortable.
Show them how to fish.
Make it uncomfortable to be poor.
Don't give a man a fish. Take him to the lake, right?
Give them a fishing rod.
don't give them a fish. Get him a hamburger.
There's too many fish out there. So 90.
You know what? Dan, I know where you got your shirt.
Where? It's not my shirt. My shirt's at home.
That's the best answer. I got you. It's not my shirt.
This is a borrowed shirt.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your consumer advocate. Troubleshooter Tom Martino, along with this team here, solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life a little easier. Brent Ivinson from Ideal Home Loans, we just talked to a little while ago about foreclosure and avoiding foreclosure. He says there's plenty of time to avoid foreclosure, obviously, and many people have equity now, so they've cut down. Then he says also, because rates are so low, people can do shorter-term loans and really accelerate the paying off of their house, and he's been seeing a lot more of this. And you offer that custom term, Brent, so they can pick it, they can choose it. What are people doing now?
Well, you know, we see a lot of people taking advantage of the custom term mortgage because they don't want to go backwards, but then more and more we're seeing people taking a look, and I think this is a time of year thing more than anything. A lot of people take stock in their finances right now as they come into the holidays. A lot of people are electing for that shorter term loan, maybe dropping 10, 12, 13 years off of their mortgage, 6 or 7, whatever it may be. But what they're finding is they can go to a shorter term home loan, pay their house off more quickly, and not spend much more than they are on their current mortgage today, and most of them are in 30-year home loans.
And all they have to do is give you a quick call, and you can get the ball rolling. That's 303-867-7000. Or, of course, you can visit idealhomeloans.com. That's 303-867-7000. Thank you. And let's talk to Linda. Linda wants to talk about a rock that hit her car. Now, Linda.
Yes.
What's happening?
I was in the car with my husband driving home.
Yes.
And there were 2 riding lawnmowers on the side of the street mowing, and one had been half on the street and half onto the sidewalk.
Okay.
And as I just thought that was kind of interesting, he would be on the street. So as we
I think to get the edge, he was probably trying to get the edge, so he's going half, you know, he was going down the middle of his lawnmower to get the edge. But I understand what you're saying. It was weird. So
yeah.
What happened?
And so as we were driving by, all of a sudden we heard this big clunk on the side of our car.
Uh-oh.
And we couldn't pull off just because there's only one lane and a bike lane, so there was no place to pull off. So we pulled.
So there was no place to swerve either to avoid him? You had to pass close to him?
Right. It's just a one-lane street where we were.
Okay, a one-lane. Was it a one-way street, too?
No, I mean one lane per each side.
I see. So when you were going past and you saw him mowing, how close did you get to him?
Well, there is a bike lane, so there's a bike lane between us and him.
Okay.
But it's a very small, narrow grass area that they were mowing.
Mm-hmm. And so he could have slowed down when he saw you, but
yeah.
So the rock hit you, obviously was thrown up from the lawnmower, and you want to know, is he responsible, right?
Well, and we don't know it as a rock because I don't have, we just went down.
Oh, wait a minute. So you don't know what happened?
Right. I can't claim it was a rock, but there are 2 to 3 deep scratches on the side of my car.
Oh, you can't. Not only can you not claim what it was, you can't claim he did it either, can you? Did you come right back?
Well, it came. I mean, it happened as we passed him.
I understand. Now, did you turn around and go back?
No, because there was no place to turn around. So what we did is we went to the end of the street and went to a dead end. And I called the city of Lakewood, which is where...
Why the city?
Because that's the city we live in, and we thought they were a contract. They were a city mower.
Well, what was it, city or private?
Well, after I called Lisa Kogel at the risk management office in Lakewood, she found out it was a subcontractor.
Yeah, but they're covered under the city's immunity.
Well, she turned it over to the actual...
You're not going to get paid. They're going to turn it down under the city's immunity.
They made her an offer.
If they made her an offer, then she's gotten way more than she needs to, than they should have. Because here's the deal: technically, in the maintenance and repair of infrastructure, cities, municipalities, and their affiliates are immune from any kind of lawsuits. It's just immunity. It's just what they do. Now, I imagine if someone is grossly negligent, you can get by that if it's a subcontractor. Very seldom can you get by it if it's the municipality itself, but you may be able to go after the subcontractor.
What's more amazing is how does anyone know that the lawnmower actually did it? Because other cars kick up stuff all the time.
No, because there was no other car and she was passing, and she had somebody else in the car.
Well,
so, but here's the deal. What did they offer? Let's just go right to that. What did they offer?
Well, I got 2 claims per the request of the subcontractor.
2 estimates.
Correct. She asked me, and of course that was during the Lakewood Hill.
Tell me what they are.
One was from...
I don't need to know that. Just how much?
No, one was $1,183.
Yeah.
83, and the other one was $1,080.
Wow. Jeez.
Because, of course, where they hit it, it has to be repaired on that, but also the panel in front had to be matched.
So how much did they offer you?
$500.
That's really good. But you can negotiate with them. Here's what I don't understand. Why is this subcontractor offering you anything? That tells me they're afraid. No, it does, because they're supposed to be covered, I thought, under the city's immunity. But I'm wondering now, maybe they're not as a subcontractor.
I'm not sure if they are.
I'm not sure either now, because it seems to me...
Plus, they probably don't want to lose that gig.
Right. So she might have more power than we think. But then you have a weakness, too. Hold on, and we'll come back to it. A weakness. And that's going to be the biggest area. And we have to decide if maybe you should take that or not, because it might be a good deal. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, you know, that is a place with Dr. Kent Lawson. Dr. Kent Lawson pioneered an amazing therapy that is natural, without surgery, to straighten your teeth. Now, it's not just orthodontics, it's new orthodontics. Let me tell you what I mean by that. New orthodontics, it's very simple. It's all new, but really it's something that he's been researching for years. He can expand your palate naturally over time using some graduated mouthpieces that literally expand your palate even as an adult. He has proven that your palate is not fused. Your teeth straighten. And then for the final touches, he uses Invisalign braces. The whole process only takes 2 years. And here's the magic. It is a fraction of the cost. Pennies on the dollar compared to cosmetic dentistry, because veneers for your entire mouth would be $50,000 or $60,000. You ought to check out the new orthodontics, and you can have a beautiful smile. And while he's fixing your teeth, it also automatically, of course, does your jaw, because he's widening your palate and straightening your jaw, and it corrects TMJ and certain sleep apneas. Give him a call, 303-690-0100. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, the new orthodontics, 303-690-0100.
Scanner thermometer. See slow spots in the highway drive. South County, good news.
I don't know why I'm sore. I haven't worked out today. All of a sudden,
She was just driving
The
down
fire
the
has
road.
lanes on the highway blocked the left.
She was driving down the road and a lawnmower kicked it up.
That's what she says, yeah.
From
Driving down the street, guy's mowing, she's driving, he's mowing, and kicks up a rock.
And he's mowing city property.
Yeah.
See? I thought even if you have a rock drop from a truck in the roadway, like a gravel
That's
truck.
different. But cities wouldn't be responsible for that.
Right.
Well,
how do you prove that?
That's what I was saying. I don't know.
And usually someone...
They don't want to lose the gig with the city is why they're paying.
Okay, now, you're right. That's probably exactly what it is. They don't want complaints and stuff.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you want excellence in roofing, Excel Roofing.
And it's possible, if it came out of a vehicle, I mean, if you had, for example, a dash cam.
So they'll get up there and inspect it.
That's not going to see it wrong.
And without you signing...
Of course, it might see.
No. I'm thinking more if it like bounced out of the dump truck and hit you because they didn't cover the tarp right. Kicking it up on the road, God, no, there's nothing you can do.
Roofing, they don't even make...
Now, if you could track that rock back to how it got there.
But remember,
even then, because I've hit, like the retreads come off in trucks. I hit one of those with my car.
Isn't it weird how those?
Oh man!
I wonder if those guys know they're off.
They will help you through the claim. They will.
Well, you should. I mean, you guys did that. I mean, you didn't retread. Okay.
303-761-6408.
So you think, well, it must make a hell of a noise, right?
You've saved a lot
I
from
knew.
retirement. You feel pretty good, but without some advanced, comprehensive planning, taxes could be your biggest expense in retirement. This is Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, heard every Saturday here on 630 KHOW. As a comprehensive retirement planner, and with my background as a CPA, having practiced in taxes for more than 20 years here in Colorado, I'm always keeping an eye on taxes when we put together your retirement plan. There may be ways to save significant amounts on taxes if you know what you're doing. Why pay more than your fair share in taxes during retirement if you don't have to? Call me, Linda Gardner, to schedule your complimentary, no-obligation retirement planning strategy session.
And did that rock hit the panel of the car or just the windshield? That's an expensive windshield, $500.
No, just no, it's not a windshield at all.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Or reach out online at yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
All right, Denver.
Having had lower back issues for 25 years, I'd almost given up on getting relief of my pain and getting back to the very active life I used to love. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky, and now that I'm a client of Downtown's Healthcare, I'm on a path.
Oh, they don't go to
that.
Orlando?
Downtown's Healthcare is Colorado's leader in integrated physical medicine, and with their regenerative medicine program, I am all in.
So
doing
bizarro.
just what I suggest you do to get back to a more active life of hiking, biking, and just having more fun. Learn more at downtownshealthcare.com. That's downtownshealthcare.com.
Maybe it's a pair of shoes. Maybe it's a certain bike. Maybe it's a certain mattress. Whether you're running, biking, or even sleeping, the equipment you use matters. BeautyRest provides equipment for high-performance sleep to help you perform better than
those
for a
pricks
limited
don't go
time,
to
get
Denver.
great deals on select BeautyRest mattresses during the BeautyRest High-Performance Sleep Sale. Find a retailer at beautyrestretailers.com.
They don't. Not one of them's Orlando from Denver.
Frisco or Mile High Mattress.
When you're hiring,
You flatten my parents out.
and it can be hard to know where to find them. More than 3 million businesses use Indeed.com, the world's #1 job site. Whether you need entry-level or highly skilled employees, Indeed helps you find great talent and make the
Here's a
right
little
hire.
trivia. The Broncos have had the second most Super Bowl appearances.
Premium visibility as a
So,
sponsored job.
I,
Redeem this offer at Indeed.
Dallas being the first.
That's Indeed.com/promo.
Patriots, yeah, of course, every year.
Yeah, payroll tax problem.
They're like the Yankees.
Steelers, Dallas, and Broncos all the time.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
One of the more interesting and
That
more
Brady
likable
is
Republican
amazing.
candidates for governor of Colorado was businessman Doug
Absolutely
Robinson.
I used to
amazing.
think Joe Montana was the best.
Interview of Doug Wednesday
way,
morning
man.
at 7:06 here on
I don't like the
630.
49ers anymore. What did the immunity thing say? It does not extend generally.
I can't open it.
Does not extend. Generally. So immunity does not extend to subcontractors generally. That means cities, if they are cities, counties, municipalities, towns, villages, if they're a municipality, and that would be a water district, a fire district, if they are repairing or upkeep or maintaining
upkeeping or maintaining their infrastructure, basically city business, you know, they can't be sued for negligence. Now, subcontractors are not immune in most cases. So Linda was driving past a subcontractor mowing the lawn, and a rock kicked up. But she's got a big problem. They offered $500. The cheapest repair she can find is around $1,000. And I have to tell you that we're going to have a problem here, because if it gets right down to proof, you're going to have a problem. Because all the guy has to do is deny it. And I am shocked that they came out right now. But I would negotiate, but just remember, if it comes right down to it, I don't think you have a snowball's chance in hell, as they say, for fighting this in court if you wanted to go to small claims court or something.
I think they want to keep that gig with the city. That's why they're paying it.
Yeah.
Right,
so you might want to negotiate with them, and you first of all make sure that your estimates are correct. That sounds like a lot of money for a rock hitting a car, but I don't know. I can't see it, you know. It might be.
But Tom,
yeah.
on this FAQ for governmental immunity in Colorado, it says freedom from liability generally does not extend to contractors.
Right. That's what that's what I said. I said her problem won't be the immunity. Her problem will be proof.
Oh,
just
gotcha.
Pure evidence. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how far they'll take it. Have you asked for more?
I sent both the quotes, and they did pretty much admit liability because they did want to try to negotiate with me. But
that's the way it feels. That's the way it feels to me too.
Right. But part of my issue that I have tried to speak to them is my car is going to be in the shop for 4 days, and I use my car for appointments, in my selling appointments, and there's no way I could be without a car. So when I added...
You mean a rental car and all
that? A rental car. So when I added that in, they came back, because it's probably...
They came back and what?
Just offered me the $500, and that doesn't even cover the cost of the repair, of course.
Well, listen, I don't know what to tell you other than, who is the subcontractor? Let's start there.
It is CTM, Colorado Total Maintenance.
We can call them. I mean, look, you have a damage, but I'm afraid if it gets right down to it, how are you going to prove it? Did you have another adult in your car?
Yes, and it was my husband, but he was driving. I was on the side of the lawnmower.
But you didn't see it come up and fly up, and you don't know what really hit.
No, but as soon as we passed him, it hit. I mean, it wasn't 2 feet later. It was.
No, I understand.
Exactly.
I understand.
When we drove by.
I want to see just how far they'll go. So you can. Just tell them. Here's what you tell them. Look, here's what I would do. And if you want us to get involved in the call, we will. But it's your choice. You can tell Suzanne. I would literally tell them, if you do not pay me my actual losses, I'm going to small claims court.
Right.
And I would, by the way, keep any emails where they've offered you anything, because if they try to deny everything, you can say to the judge, you know, Your Honor, it seems fishy. They only deny now after I ask for the real cost. But don't pad it, Linda. Try to make it as economical as possible. And that's what I would do, threaten small claims court. I actually think you might win. Let's talk to Michael. Michael, go ahead. What's happening?
Hey, Mark, listen, I wanted to talk to you about, not yesterday, but last Monday, about your welfare thing. Yes, you're right.
Hold on, Michael. Hold on. If you're referencing something, you have to say more than his welfare thing. What are you talking about?
Well, he was talking last Monday that you were on vacation.
Yes.
About welfare babies and welfare people. Once welfare persons get on welfare, they stay on welfare forever.
He's saying it perpetuates itself, meaning that the parents aren't working, the kids see that, and sometimes the kids don't work as a result, and then it perpetuates.
Right. Well, listen.
You do know that that's statistically correct, right?
Pardon me?
You know that that is statistically correct, that many people who are on social services, their parents were on social services.
Yes, I understand that.
So what is the point you'd like to make, sir?
Go ahead.
What point would you like to make?
Okay, I'm a welfare baby.
How old are you?
I'm 66.
Well, okay, hold on. I can't see how you're a baby. If you have a point to make, we'll do that coming up. I'm Tom Martino. ideal home loan.
He's a 66-year-old.
I think he's talking about the one that was, they were holding, the mother said, we even made the baby daddy hold up a sign.
And they call you the instigator, right?
Am I?
Good. Not with the way Mark runs his mouth.
What is this guy even talking about?
Well, we got to find out if he's still on.
Was it the Indian call?
Well, last
That's
week
the one.
did.
That's
You
the
were
one.
talking
That's
about-
right. That's
Oh,
the one.
that's
the one.
right.
Yeah, the Indian one.
I didn't get into it. I just basically said,
You
how come
did.
every time I see somebody will work for food, they're always in front of a
No,
McDonald's
you
or
did
Burger
say-
King with a fucking, oh, seriously, with a hiring sign in there.
You did say that they generally don't get off because you got a few people that were pissed about that.
That's true, though. It's
But
true. I don't care if they're
You did
pissed.
say it.
But I think you got more positive than
Of course.
negative.
I always give more positive than negative. I'm positive about that.
Very positive.
The negatives are a bunch of kooks. Hey, Frank, I'm selling my house. What's your address, Mark? Oh, I'm at the corner of Rosemary Court.
The Vice President in Sacramento, California, assuring fire victims the federal government is ready to help. At least 13 people have died in northern
That's like saying,
California.
okay, here, I'll give you a perfect example of his idea of corrections. Ready?
Continue to be
Let's meet for lunch. Ready?
because these winds can
In the food court. What is that going to do, right? Think of how many places are in the food court. Or better yet, let's meet for lunch in the mall.
The man who's saying it obtained a police report.
Well, food court is pretty fairly small.
No, I'm talking big food courts. Let's meet for lunch at the county fair. That's the same thing is what Tom was saying.
At the state fair, and it doesn't say which state.
That's right. Let's meet for lunch at the Four Corners.
There is only one Four Corners.
I like this stem cell therapy clinic under Contact Us. It has a place for people and a place for investors. I'm serious.
To relieve muscle cramps in your legs and feet, use TheraWorks Relief.
I'd like to know.
Fast-acting foam
Oh, I didn't want to say it.
to relieve leg and foot cramps.
I'd like to know how much they pay
Muscle cramps.
for the
Get
fluid.
TheraWorks Relief today at
Well, these guys.
TheraWorksRelief.com.
No, I'm talking what we were talking before. How much do you think they pay? I bet the profit margin is just insane. Insane.
I'll bet you the sales staff is probably getting.
You think it's cheap or expensive?
Place and you're
What they
falsely
pay.
accused. Sometimes
I
there's
bet
a
they pay.
DUI involved. Whatever it is, I'm not going to ask questions, but I will say this. Guilty or innocent, you need to get through the system. And you can't do it without legal representation. Joseph,
Hey, what else if someone gave you the wrong blood? So blood transfusion, emergency, and you're type O. What? No, but will it kill you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You need rejection.
LazaraLegal.com. That's
blood transfusion is killed
because they get the wrong blood.
Not just that, diseases and things.
They'll always do initial consultations. 303-429-6200.
Yeah, but if you're, someone just put 60 bullets through you, and you're on the way to the hospital, I doubt they ask you.
Well,
They strap on that feed bag.
But I think it's time to head back in.
Okay. Can we go back?
Sure. Hey, be careful getting out of the boat.
It's a kayak, Dad.
I'm going to return the kayak.
Can you imagine, where did we go? Firestone for that last one? Yep. That was right off 25, right?
Mark, I need to do that video. I really want. I'm going to do. But I want to confront that motherfucker. Where do you think we can find him to confront him?
David Garcia?
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
I want to set him up.
But they're at the corner of I-25 and Firestone.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling
Tom Martino here. Welcome. Let's go to the phones and fight your battles. We'll try to solve your problems, answer your questions, and take your complaints and make your life just a little easier. This hour you brought to you by The Art of Granite. If you want granite and you want art, it's Art of Granite. And I'm talking about truly beautiful kitchens with no markup on the stone or counter material of any kind. What he does is for those surfaces, he will let you buy under his wholesale account, whether it's granite, marble, or any kind of solid surface. And he will then fabricate and install it for you. Of course, he can supply it if you'd like him to, but no markup. He also has a small markup on cabinets direct from the manufacturer, whatever you do in the kitchen. He will do in the bathroom free. He's open 7 days a week serving the entire Front Range and mountain communities. And he has a beautiful golden showroom. It starts with a phone call, some measurements. He gives you a price that's pretty close, believe it or not. Then you go pick specific things if you like that price, and then he'll get the entire job done from beginning to end, 1 to 4 weeks. And he, of course, tears out and hauls away everything free. That's 303-386-5919, 386-5819. That's artofgranite.net. We love Mitch. We've used him. And, okay, we left off with one I want to get to, and then I want to tell you we have a line open, 303-713-TALK. Michael is a 66-year-old, what he calls himself, a welfare baby. He said he's calling regarding remarks that Mark made earlier this week, or no, excuse me, last week, about welfare babies. That's a term that many people use to describe a situation when kids grow up and their parents have been on welfare. They too are on welfare. It's a well-known fact that many, many people who are on social services, their parents were on social services. Some people will argue it's because of the environment, and they've learned it. They've learned it through the environment of seeing parents not working and learning how to work the system. Other people say the reason is not their fault. It's because there is no opportunity, and that their parents were struggling, and they are too, because they are in the same neighborhood and the same life as their parents were. So no matter which side of the fence you're on, it's controversial to be called a welfare baby. So Michael said he wanted to make a point about welfare babies because he calls himself a welfare baby. So Mike, could you make your point then, sir?
Give me one moment. I was born 1951.
Yes.
Okay, my father wasn't around. In fact, I never met my father personally.
Okay.
In 1953, my father left while my sister was in the oven.
Okay.
Okay, so my mother had to get assistance. She went on welfare.
So did my mom.
I grew up in Harlem, okay?
Yeah.
Harlem, New York.
Uh-huh.
I'm a white guy, okay?
Yeah.
Back then it wasn't so bad. I graduated. My sister's got a beautiful place in Southern California. I'm the guy, Michael, that gave Chauncey's 4-year-old daughter the chance to hunt turkeys on my 85 acres.
I remember.
That's cool.
I remember that, Mike.
I'm a welfare kid, but okay, I agree with your statistics. I'm sitting here right now on Main Street Inn on Main 11th at a welfare home talking to you, and there's a white Cadillac sitting right here.
So what is the point, Mike? I haven't heard a point yet, but make one. Go ahead.
Every welfare child doesn't grow up that way, like Mark said.
Well, Mark didn't say.
Mark
said every. He never said every welfare child turns out to be on welfare.
Then I apologize.
Oh, no, you don't have to apologize, Michael. We really appreciate the hard work that you've done to achieve what you have, and the kindness that you showed Chauncey's little girl. What a beautiful story that was.
I emancipated myself when I was 16 years old.
You know what? I was emancipated at 14. Our lives sound similar.
Normal.
You know, it sounds similar. My dad left. My mom needed social services. She didn't like it, but she worked her ass off too, and we got a supplemental or something. It wasn't full. And then I remember we had Medicaid and food stamps. And, and of course not one of us turned out on welfare, and she got off it as soon as we were able to work and help her out. But you're right, Michael, of course not everyone turns out to stay on welfare. We called it welfare, now they call it social service.
And if you recall, I was talking about a guy that was holding a sign out in front of a freaking place that had a, hiring sign in front of it, man.
Here's what I find odd, Mark. I don't like excuses. And I hear a lot of people using excuses nowadays for not getting along and not getting by and not achieving success. I know that there's probably a lot of, what can we say, obstacles in people's way. But come on, you can't keep blaming things. And what really bothered me is when some of the NFL players expressed this. They said that the minorities in this country are denied their basic human rights. That is simply not true. I defy anyone to come up with a truth, with a fact that supports that minorities are denied their basic human rights.
I think that was just one person that said that. I don't
but
think
it's ridiculous.
Most people feel that way.
But so many people feel that in that realm, in that ilk, they're all saying, and I'm talking about the players, I'm not talking about a race, I'm talking about the players in general, feel that minorities in this country do not have the same rights as mainstream, whatever mainstream is. I feel like a minority sometimes. I don't know what a minority is, but I don't get the sense that minorities are discriminated against. Honest to God, not people who want to work and people who want to get ahead. I've not seen it, but I have an open mind. If you can show me that, I'll help you fight it. That's what we do every day on the radio. We help people. And honest to goodness, if you call me with a case of discrimination, I'll go to work for you. I will work to end it. So help me out. Truly. I don't see a lot of discrimination. Oh, there's some hate around with these extremists, and there's some idiots who use race as an excuse to dislike someone. But I'm talking about truly getting along and getting and achieving success. Do you really believe that corporations keep blacks or Mexicans or Puerto Ricans or Chinese or whatever? Do you think that they suppress opportunities for them? I just don't think it happens. I think, yes, in some cases, but I don't think it's prevalent. I just don't think it is. I think it's an excuse, and too many people just say it. Do you remember, I'll never forget that, the March of Women on Washington. And you interview women and ask them why they were marching, and they said because women have lost all of their rights. What are they talking about? Mark, you heard that more than once. That wasn't just one person saying it. You remember that million-woman march?
It was the most bizarre thing ever.
After Trump was elected. I mean, you might perceive Trump as being some misogynistic pig. Okay, I don't care about that part. But he has done nothing against the advancement of women ever. Nothing.
Or minorities.
Nothing. I mean, I'm not talking about him as a president. You can have your opinion. We don't have to discuss that or the politics. But as far as Trump and minorities and Trump and women, the truth is he has done nothing against minorities or women that I can think of. But I have an open mind, and you can tell me, because I don't see it. And if you're saying, oh, Tom, don't talk politics, I thought you never talked politics. This is not politics. We're talking about everyday life, getting ahead in life, making money, personal finance. David, what's going on with you?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Tom. You know, I'm kind of interested in the issue of what do you recommend for like some of the disaster relief
Red Cross
issues that are out there. You know, it's funny you mentioned that. My dad used to work for
Mark mentioned that, and I don't know, but I know Red Cross, of course, has been around for so long. I doubt that they have, you know, fraud or you know, I don't know what to tell you. I am so suspect of anything new.
Well, one of the things that crossed my mind, you know, we're hearing about the specific problem of no electricity up in those areas.
Yes.
So what I'm wondering is, you know, you've got not the Better Business Bureau. What's that one that does the rating? Consumer
Reports.
Report, right?
Yeah,
and
Consumer Reports.
Underwriters Laboratory.
Yeah, UL.
Yeah. So if you can imagine that a huge island is going to be without electricity for 10 months. Now, something sounds a little crazy.
Well, the problem, everybody's taken a big part of this out. Their infrastructure was so bad to begin with, it just annihilated it. You can't really repair what was there because it was so run down and broken already.
Well, you know, I'm calling you from California, and we've got a Public Utilities Commission. The 50 states have got one, so I would imagine that since Puerto Rico is considered one of our 51st states, And in fact, wasn't it just back in June they had an election to decide whether they were going to go for nationhood, nationhood, the continuation of what they've got, or statehood. And they decided to do the continuation of what they've got, which is they're a protectorate of the United States. So does that mean that they don't have a PUC that makes sure that the power company trims the branches, or the power company has, full underwriter-rated electrical? And what I was really leading up to is solar panels for them. If the power company is not going to fix stuff for 10 months, would there be a way that you could get all the power companies to do a test market of all of their different varieties?
You mean technology to get it up faster?
Yeah, exactly. Say like a big contest. And so you have like some...
Well, it doesn't have to be a contest. I mean, I wonder why they don't take the opportunity, though, to just institute... like you say, all the new technology. Let's talk about solar and stuff like that.
They don't have any money down there, man. Well, they were on the verge of bankruptcy.
Yeah, but that was a fake bankruptcy. They've been writing about that for years, where you ever heard of the vulture capitalists? These guys that'll move in on a country,
Is it true that the entire island is not going to have a grid for 10 months?
I don't know about the time frame, but there's a big chunk of it out.
Yeah, I heard CBS say this morning something like a year and a half. So, there are sections out there that they're not looking at. And I'll tell you, honest to God, in consumer terms, PG&E, you remember they helped blow up a section of San Bruno, was a town south of San Francisco.
Yeah.
About a few years ago, they didn't fix a pipe they laid it in 1954, claiming it was a brand new pipe.
And?
But they knew it was defective.
What does this have to do with Puerto Rico?
Well, I'm just looking at PUC standards. So PG&E was supposed to trim back leaves. They were supposed to inspect pipes. They were taking a tax write-off, claiming they were doing it. They never did it.
Okay,
and then
I understand. But I understand. So but the Public Utilities Commission, in that regard, has nothing to do with the Public Utilities Commission in Puerto Rico. I mean, the argument just doesn't even make sense to me.
Well, it's whether the United States standards.
Well, the United States doesn't have any standards. It depends on where you are.
They're just like Guam,
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is that comparing one area to another, the United States standards, what does that mean? I mean, what we have to do is simply treat it like any other area that's gone through a disaster. Mark, you said there's no money down there. I mean, it doesn't matter. If there was no money in Mississippi, we'd help Mississippi. If there's no money in Arizona, we help Arizona, right?
Well, I guess so.
I mean, it's got to be done. The people cannot be hung out to dry. But I don't understand the extent of the damage, I guess. Their entire grid will be, it's going to take 10 months to rebuild.
Yeah.
That is an amazing...
But understand how run down it was.
To begin with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's so devastating as far as the power goes.
And then as far as phones and stuff, who cares?
They don't have... Oh, I'll tell you what's cool.
Right now, cell phone technology is going to take over.
Well, all their towers went down, so of course the cell phones weren't working.
Right.
This company sent these things, they look like weather balloons, and they put them up in their cell towers.
I know, they're amazing. They're amazing. Thank you. Thank you for the call, 303-713-TALK. Let's talk about a very serious problem, and that is addiction. The Raleigh House is part of this show, and I'm so happy to have them. It's an incredible thing that they're doing. This is the day that you can break the stranglehold of addiction. Don't lose another precious day to this horrible disease. If anyone you know, or yourself, if you're abusing alcohol, prescription drugs, maybe hard illegal drugs, if it's because of any reason, mental health, anxiety, depression, trauma, whatever it is, that's leading to substance abuse, you're not alone. If you call the Raleigh House today, they've established a special number to address your concerns. There is no cost. There is no obligation. They will help you start a conversation with the addict in your life. They will give you hints and tips. They will answer every question you have on treatment, the recovery programs. Someone local will talk to you about different treatment options. All evidence-based treatments designed to help reduce substance abuse. So there's no more excuses, no more denials. I'm talking about you, the family now, and the loved ones. Don't think your addict is going to get better on his own or on her own. It will not happen. By the way, some insurance covers costs. Call for any details you want, for any information you want. Right now, the Raleigh House, 720-893-5559. Okay, you're not ready yet, but discuss it with your other family members, okay? Write the number down and do it tomorrow. But you got to do it, or nothing will change on its own. 720-893-5559.
This report is brought to you by Fixsters.
What's that?
I'll give you another minute if you need it.
I'm sorry, football, blah, 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 the language of the policy are opening the door. The new language didn't appear on the internet for until the past week. Teams can now be docked multiple draft picks if players kneel during the anthem.
Wow. See, Goodall could have done this 2 years ago or last year when it first came out.
Yeah,
Goodall is the worst commissioner.
Well, and his was so bad because what's his face did was wear a pair of socks.
Right. Right, and he let them do that, and they can't even wear a ribbon for
whatever,
unless it's sanctioned by the NFL. Seriously, Roger Goodell, I can't believe the owners still elect him as commissioner. I mean, the guy, he screws up everything. Like the thing with...
it looks like Trump won, though. Everybody was saying how this was... It looks like he's going to get exactly what he wanted.
You know, I'm going to tell Tom as far as discrimination. You know where discrimination is at, the worst in the U.S.?
Where?
Hollywood.
That's true.
Just look at Weinstein, what he did for, years and years with women and stuff. And there's hardly any black directors or producers.
Not Chris Rock. Oh man, I love the guy. Who's the guy that did that movie I loved with the aliens?
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
Remember he didn't go to the Emmys or something a year ago or something because of that.
Yeah.
It is true though.
Tom, I have Sean Olsen on for line 4. It's a good call.
Doing? I agree with you. You don't owe me lunch.
Did you do a spot for me? Oh.
If I did, you'd owe me lunch.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk to Robert. Robert, what's on your mind? How can we help you, sir?
Yeah, I just was kind of wondering what my rights were as far as being terminated from a job I had.
What happened?
I was looking for a guy. I mean, he was a pretty fair boss, I think.
How long did you work for him?
I searched the company name, which I don't want to say on.
How long did you work for him, sir?
I worked for him for about 2 months.
Okay, and what happened?
When I searched the company name, which was named after the owner, I came up with a link that had said that he was a registered sex offender, so I looked him up on the registry, and he was.
By the way, just out of curiosity, and I'll let you finish your story.
Sure.
What kind of business is it?
It was restaurant.
Okay, it's not where he goes into people's homes. That's all I needed to know. Okay, so continue your story. How did you happen to find out he was a sex offender? What were you browsing at the time?
I was searching the company name, which was named after the owner.
And so you really were searching his name.
Well, I was searching the company name, but he was connected.
Okay.
Was in that, so yeah.
Okay, so what happened after that? You found that out, and then what?
Right, and then that didn't bother me. I thought, well, I'm not gonna let that get to me too much. I'm just gonna keep working and do what I got to do. And about a week went by, and then he hired a new person to work in the office. And it was a very young woman. She was about 20, really pretty, and I kind of kicked it around in my head for a few days whether I should tell her anything or not, and then I decided, I better just let her know so she's aware of it. And after I did, about a couple days later, she had, turned around and told him that I had told her about it. I'm not sure how that conversation went, but...
okay, so you told her to watch out, basically.
Yeah, I just told her, hey, he's a sex offender, and I looked up,
And she told him, and he fired you.
Right.
Okay. So you want to know if he had a right to fire you?
Right.
Yes, he did. Let's talk.
Okay.
Let's talk to an attorney. Sean Olson is with the Olson Law Firm. You see, Sean, I knew enough from listening to you about that one, especially that one. That guy didn't need any reason. Let's just dispel that. You can fire anyone for any reason. Is that right?
Or no reason at all. That is absolutely correct.
Or no reason. But I can say anything I want that I don't like, except a very few tightly defined things, right?
Correct. That's absolutely correct. Yeah, and this doesn't sound like it'd be one of those things that would be an exclusion from the rule.
Now, is there an exclusion in the law? Because I hear this all the time. It's based on what? What is the law? Sex? The sex, whether male or female, and I guess that would include transgender. I can't fire someone for that, right?
In Colorado, you can't. That's correct. Yeah,
what do you mean in Colorado?
That's not a national law, the transgender deal.
The transgender is only state?
Like in Texas, you could fire someone for that.
Okay.
Right.
So, but federal law is sex, religion, what else?
Sex, religion, age, disability. There might be a couple of others in there that I can't think of off the top of my head. But those sorts of protected classes. Classes that are protected by statute.
Like race, right? Yeah.
Race is another one, correct. Nationality.
Right, ethnic origin. Okay, so what about then, can I say...
Is there such thing as a whistleblower? Like if you... Can you get fired for whistleblowing?
Sure. Then there can be some protections for that, depending on the kind of whistleblowing you're doing.
That would have to be a specific law.
Correct.
So
and it's tightly defined. So
is sexual preference protected under federal law?
No, only under Colorado law.
Or under whatever state you might be in?
Correct.
I can't. Okay. Why? I wonder why though the federal law has not changed over the years.
It's all politics.
Okay, that's what it is. I mean, people have attempted to.
Well, shouldn't the states handle that anyhow? I mean, that's a whole nother topic, but it seems to me that each state should do that.
Well, they certainly can. Yeah, it's just no one at the head of the federal government has determined it's important enough yet, I guess.
Right. Well, technically there's no law against murder in the federal courts, right? I mean, technically. I don't think there is a murder statute. I think it's they get you on depriving someone of their civil rights by killing them. But
well, yeah, if you're talking about a federal employee, yes.
So anyway, let's talk about this. There's nothing you can do. Nothing.
No. In a situation like this, yeah, I mean, unless you could tie it to some protected class issue, yeah, it sounds like the boss was probably within his rights and acting legally when he terminated you for talking about his status.
I find it so strange the guy was doing that, not thinking he would get fired.
But what if, Sean, let's get weird here. What if I said, I only hire blondes or brunettes? I mean, could someone say, well, that's kind of getting into race or ethnicity?
How about like restaurants like Hooters or something? They only hire like one kind of person.
Well endowed, as you say. I mean, seriously, could that be construed?
It depends. Yeah, I mean, if you say you're only hiring blondes.
Or blue eyes.
Right. Well, blonde and blue eyes, I mean, that kind of thing generally tracks with a particular race.
Right. Or yes.
How about like a super fat stewardess? Can you say, no, I can't hire you because you don't fit in the aisle? Seriously.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with that. Weight is not protected, right, Sean?
Correct.
So he's literally saying... Go ahead.
Unless you were able to characterize the weight issue as a disability issue.
Ah. That's different. Okay, well, thank you. Hey, Sean, then, could someone then... Wait a minute, then. What if someone is caught, or not caught, but found to be using drugs, and they're a drug addict, and they say the addiction is a disability? Is that...
Oh, man. I got to tell you something.
Is that possible, Sean?
Listen to this, Sean.
But I want to ask, Sean, is that possible?
It is possible that you could say, I am an addict, and therefore I have a disability. But once you act upon that and do something illegal, say, for example, taking illegal drugs, then you can be fired.
All right, what were you going to say?
We had a neighbor when we lived in Parker. This is 20 years ago. Okay, I'll use his first name, Archie. He was an alcoholic like I've never seen.
A police officer?
No, he wasn't a cop, but that was across the street. But anyhow, this guy gets fired because he was drinking at work. I mean, bottle out the whole bit, okay? He was a computer guy. Now, listen to this. His wife was an attorney. She sued them and won, where he got all of his back pay and stuff because they claimed that he had a disease and he was fired over a health reason, a disease of some sort. It went all the way through court, and she actually won on that, Tom. Have you heard of that happening before, Sean?
I haven't heard of it being done successfully. My impression was if he was drinking at work, that would tend to remove him from the protections of the ADA. Because there is no reasonable accommodation for a drunk employee.
I couldn't believe he worked for a huge company, too. I want to say it was Cisco, but it was amazing. He got all his back pay. They reinstated his employment, which was even crazier, but then he got fired for another reason, which was probably no reason.
So anyway, thank you. You know, I gave hell to a hotel one time because I left there, and within a few minutes I'm at the airport, and can't find my suit, and I thought I left it behind in the closet. I didn't really give them hell, but I was upset they wouldn't check, or they checked and said, no, it's not there. And it was a very nice suit. I figured somebody has a suit. This was 4 years ago? 3 years ago.
So what happened?
Stephanie just texted me with a picture of that suit she found.
Where was it?
Stuffed in a compartment of a suitcase.
So it was never missing, Tom.
It was stuffed in a compartment.
Oh, dear.
I had
and it's wrinkled. I cannot, and she found a bunch of my toiletries. Anyway, I just thought that was funny. I just got that text, yes?
I had a laptop one time taken from a hotel. We left the hotel. I left it in the drawer. Went back not even 10 minutes later, laptop gone. But I threw a huge fit and got it back. The maid had it.
Ooh. Anyway, I got to learn not to throw a fit. I didn't throw a fit this time. I really didn't, but I was pissed.
I don't believe you.
No, I didn't. I was convinced that it was there. Mark, I used to throw fits years ago. You know I don't do that. I mean, I used to go. Yes, I used to throw some fits years ago.
Days ago. Weeks ago.
Years ago? You can't think of one fit. Think of one fit that I've thrown.
No
Come on.
kidding,
With Dan.
Suzanne,
No, with Dan.
I'm with
3
you,
or 4
Tom.
days ago. It was a pretty good one.
No.
Don't put words in my mouth, Dan.
That's a discussion we have. You do that, too. That's talk. We did that on the show, for goodness, or right in the studio on air, on the broadband. Anyway, so I got to take a break. Pro Auto Care. Alaramas. Need I say more? Okay, that's done. I'll tell you what, seriously, 25 years in business, I've been using him for all of my regular maintenance. What I love about Al is not just the skill of their ASE certified mechanics. I love the atmosphere. They go over what you need, they go over what they recommend, and then you decide. They also give you reminders by email of what you need and when you need it. I love that too. I call them my car nanny. And they have great specials. If you go to their website, 303proauto.com, at any day, you look under my name or the specials, and you will see Martino Listener Specials, 303proauto.com, and that's their phone number. Give them a call. Schedule a visit. Or if you're in trouble and you need them, give them a call. Once you use them, you always have, in between your services, free roadside assistance. 303-PRO-AUTO.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic.
Rescue crews are still on the scene of that burnt-out semi that's on
I like local play poker today.
Mountain. Fires showing out
Shanoogi's
concert. The highway remain blocked.
No, up the hill. Shanoogi's. God, that's old school.
Time backups in westbound I-70.
You know, they moved. That whole, have you seen that King Supers there? Holy shit, man. It's got to be the largest King Supers I've ever seen. It's in Cottonwood in Parker. They've got like clothes and shit. Clothes, furniture. It's like I've never seen anything like it. Where? King Supers. They got two of them. They call them superstores. They're like, God, it's almost like a Walmart.
Who used to have superstores?
Yeah. Oh, who used to? Kmart Super
This guy
Center.
was a tech startup. for that simulation, medical simulation?
Yeah.
He wants to do a Skype call.
You will not find better built furniture in Colorado than at Woodland. 80% of Fortune 500 companies lease their vehicles because that's
I just love these cameras. I can't explain it.
I know it. I gotta get them.
I can't explain it.
I am gonna get them. I can't do it now until I get back.
Colorado businesses for more than
It's
20
amazing what you can get. I mean, 3 of them, so I could put like 1 in the mountains and 2 down here and stuff like that.
To me, the choice of leasing with Alliance.
No.
All you need a base.
Learn more at
You don't just need an internet hookup. You have to have a base.
Lease. Alliance Leasing.
Because the camera talks to the base wirelessly. The base is connected to your home network. It's actually done the exact way it should be. I've got another DVR at home. It's supposed to work the same way. It just is so flaky, man. This thing, what I love about it, it's not flaky. It works so perfect.
This medical simulation.
Oh, it's smart as hell if it works. Think of the technology to write that.
He's saying it's a market that is unbelievable, and there's nothing like it.
Every medical school.
There's nothing.
In millions of different ways. Every resident. I mean, if you could get that cost down, shit, they could practice at home. You check it out of the library like you would anything. I mean, there's a million things you could do with it.
He says that's why he said the cost effectiveness.
You know what he's actually, if you think about it, it's a modern day operation. Remember the game Operation? Seriously, that's what he's doing.
Here's the deal, bro. If you think about it, the cost is brought down through these facilities too. It actually reduces cost.
All its cost is right now. It's writing the.
No, I'm saying it reduces cost for medical facilities to buy these.
Oh yes, yes.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Wow.
Bentley Bath.
What about Bentley Bath?
He threw a fit on Bentley Bath in studio.
Yeah, no, I throw consumer fits.
You owe me lunch.
I throw fits about that kind of stuff for people. I do throw
How
fits.
that man sat in this studio, though, until this
You
day.
know what, though?
One of the best videos I think we've
That
boosted.
guy has balls. I mean, that guy has big ones.
It was unbelievable.
And I had to walk him out.
I know. We were like, Dan, get him out of here. He won't leave.
No, he had big balls. I mean, really, you got to give him credit for facing that music. He thought he was just going to sweet talk us right off the chair.
He did. He thought it was going to be your typical nice interview.
It's the state that really causes all. I mean, the guy is such a phony. He is such a phony.
What was so funny is how he said, now, if this was a regular customer and not a, what was it, a welfare customer, we would have handled it different.
Or Medicare, whatever it was, or Medicaid. It was terrible, terrible.
He walked around with his foot in his mouth the whole time.
What we're talking about is just something that was atrocious, okay? A walk-in tub. And Bentley Baths went out there.
George Bentley himself.
Sold her the $16,000 tub or whatever, and she couldn't fit in it. But it was so obvious. Oh, my God. It was like, how could you do this? It was like selling, Cinderella slippers to Honeyboo and Honeyboo's mom. and it's like, come on, man. And so he said it was the one specified. There was nothing specified by welfare. He lied so much it wasn't even worth it. But here's the deal. Even if it wasn't Medicaid, his prices are so outrageous, and he brags about having special walk-in tubs. But then he's not the only one. So I'm not going to single him out. We found that entire industry is corrupt. Well, let me tell you my definition of corruption. I don't mean that they're stealing. I mean, they deliver a product, and they're nice products, but they're not worth, and that's a relative term, but they're so outrageously priced. And we were going to get in that business, looked into it, and I didn't discount it. There are so many of these businesses. I'd love to show people. I mean, there's just so much markup.
We actually started a company.
Yeah, but we're in the middle of doing
based
something.
On that.
We're in the middle of doing something that's going to be something like that. I mean, we are truly. There's a method to our madness, and you'll be hearing some announcements. We're going to change business. We are going to change business because I believe consumers in general are not being served. In general, in general, the majority of consumers are not being served. And I think one of the things that has gotten out of hand is pricing. Now, I don't mean that pricing is wrong to make money, but there are some cases where I believe it has become abusive.
And I talk about this. I don't know how you say it is or isn't. I've always given this example. I used to buy a valve stem for a tire, like every Firestone, every Goodyear, every place, back in the day for about a nickel. And we would sell that for $3.99. Think of the markup on that, but I don't care if you go to Walmart, Costco, guess what they get for the valve stuff? Anywhere from $4 to $8. Right. So is that ripping someone's head off?
No, I don't know. You're right, Mark. I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a lot of these people, for especially with senior citizens. Like, for example, let's say a walk-in bath that, turnkey you can do for $2 or $3 grand and you charge $20. I don't know. To me, that seems weird.
Mr. Dino's is good at those, right? I mean, he does them a lot cheaper.
Oh, way cheaper. But yeah, he does them a lot cheaper. Not Bud, he does. And there are good people in all kinds of businesses, and then there are the abusive ones. And I think I asked a guy once, why do you charge this much for such and such? And you know what he said?
He can.
Yep.
Because they'll pay it.
Because I can.
And that's where I struggle as a businessman.
He said, if the marketplace demanded that I come down in price and my competitors came down in price, then we'd probably sell a lot cheaper. But it takes one of them to step out and do that. They could still make money. But I think what happened is, I think industries have painted themselves into a corner where their actual infrastructure and their entire way of doing things is contingent on them getting high prices, because they cannot support the technology and they cannot support the structure without it. You know what I'm saying? They forgot how to be lean and mean. I don't think businesses anymore know how to be lean and mean. If you can be lean and mean and pass that on to consumers, I think you'd have the edge. But they say, why?
Walmart.
They ask me, why should I? Walmart changed it. Amazon is changing it. But there are certain industries that are too difficult because everyone is willing to pay. So you can't stop it. You can't be the one to say you shouldn't do that when they say, why not? I mean, why should I not make an extra 10 grand if somebody is willing to pay it? And Mike, I don't have an answer for them. I mean, I don't have an answer for them. John wants to talk about some HOA issues. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, hello, Tom.
What's going on, John?
Well, I'm going to make this hopefully short and sweet.
Sure.
My girlfriend and her sister purchased a house out in Aurora, hoping to become host home providers for people with disabilities. Anyway, back in June of this year, they received an HOA bill for $1,441.
Why?
Well, in their selling agreement, it was not, what am I trying to say?
Clear?
It was not clear.
They have a settlement agreement, and I'll bet you this was a super lien from the previous owner.
That's what it sounds like.
And now they're billing her, but in the settlement agreement, did they agree to pay it? Did your sister agree to pay it?
Well, it's my girlfriend.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sister. Did your girlfriend's sister, a girlfriend and her sister, did they agree to buy it, to pay it?
To purchase the home?
No,
yes.
no. In the settlement agreement, did they agree to pay the $1,400? It's that simple. Either they did or they didn't.
Well, no. Yes, they are. And we are in contact with HOA.
Okay. So they did agree to pay it, right?
Yes.
At closing.
Oh, no. It was never disclosed at closing.
That's what I'm asking. In other words, the seller never told them about it.
Nope.
You can go after, that's why I'm asking this. Then your girlfriend and her sister, the buyers, can go after the seller.
Okay.
But they have to first pay it so it doesn't keep racking up. Pay it. And then go after the seller for misrepresentation. I mean, you're not allowed to just suppress that information.
True.
Why didn't the title company pick up on it?
Well, and here's where we are right now. HOA is in agreement that the seller did not disclose this.
Right. But actually, if there was a lien on the property at the time, the title company, if you used one, is at fault. They should have caught it
and they should have paid it out of proceeds.
Okay, you know what? Let me write this down, because the title company is in agreement, and they've already cut a check for $504 for less that $14.41 price.
What do you mean less that 14? I don't understand what you're saying.
They coughed up $500 out of it. The rest might be penalties since it's been so long.
So wait a minute, John. Am I to understand the title company felt badly about this and chipped in $500? Is that what you're saying?
You are correct.
Okay, but after chipping in $500, there is still $1,400 left?
No.
Oh, okay.
14
Good.
14 minus 500.
Good. So, at least we're making progress, but they should have paid more than that. Those jerks, so if they were in charge of closing, I would make the argument they should have paid the whole thing. Even though you signed something, which is stupid, at closing, really we signed something saying we're not going to hold them responsible, but that's exactly why we have title companies, to keep this from happening.
Okay.
I would press the title company for the rest of the money, or I would take the title company to small claims court. But no matter what, and hear me clearly now, and what did they used to say? Hear me now. And no, wait, listen to me. What did Arnold used to say? Anyway, whatever the joke was. Yeah, whatever. You have to get it paid first. Do not screw with HOAs and their super lien status. Get that paid and then go after the title company and the seller both. I mean, you can go after both. The title company is only at fault because they didn't catch it. The seller is at fault for not disclosing it. So you got two parties to go after.
Okay, and we did attend an HOA meeting last month.
Yes.
And HOA is in agreement, and they have stopped legal fees.
Well, that's nice of them. That's nice of them.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Really?
They're ready to kind of reimburse after we deal with title and sale.
They're ready to reimburse what?
$300.
What's $300?
Well, that's HOA late fees.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. So, I don't know what you need from us, but you're on the right track, John. Did you have a specific question for us, by the way? You guys are doing everything right.
Yep.
Did you have a specific question?
Well, I guess we just need some legal help number.
Well, okay. I wouldn't go straight to an attorney right now. You can, and we do have all kinds of attorneys on the referral list. I'm not sure who I would. Let's see, for a general question like this, John, what's his name? Is he still? He used to do some of our employment stuff too.
John Davis. I think all he does is employment.
No, I don't think so. I think he does general legal stuff. He's a pretty good guy. He's been with us for years. We have a number of good attorneys. I think Ryan Siglian would do something like that. Excuse me. Brandon Siglian. Now, here's the deal. I think that first you do a small claims court thing against the title company. I'm serious. You can take them to court. That's what I would do. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Rocky's Auto 63rd and Federal. They have a lot going on. And by the way, they love taking part in local community activities. They were here last week to promote they had a great weekend at Colorado National Speedway. If you're looking for a used car, truck, SUV, or van, stop by Rocky's Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. They're kid-friendly and even pet-friendly. That's right. They invite you to bring the family. They got pinball machines and games for kids to play while you shop. The other thing I want to tell you, they want you to shop. But then they only ask that you please put them on the list so you can compare pricing. You can compare financing. Because not only are they competitive in pricing, they're competitive in financing. 40 different lenders to choose from. They also have, of course, a variety, and they're hard to compete with when it comes to choice. That's price range, color, makes, brands, models. 303-426-4646. 303-426-4646.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
No major delays when you drive across the metro area.
How much time do I have?
Let's go up to the high country where crews are still working on that burnt out.
Okay. Yeah, I just
look out mountains. The two right lanes remain blocked. The left lane getting by backups to 470 on that stretch. That's the biggest delay, though. In town, a little bit of slowing westbound I-70 in the elevated portion of 270 slowed Commerce City on the approach to Vasquez. Southbound 225 stop and go on the approach to I-75.
Did you get snow up there? I know I asked you this.
Up there? Not when I was there, but they got
it. 55.
Yeah, I think they got like 5 or 6 inches.
45.
I got snow. I got 4 or 5 inches at home.
630 K-House.
3 miles from here.
Brought to you by Indeed.com. Are you hiring? Join over 3 million businesses that use Indeed.com.
Yeah, we got quite a bit, actually.
You must have, like I said, or you said, ask about your branches. You said mostly have evergreens, and they don't really get it. You don't have.
Some, you'd be surprised though, man, because some of those trees are so tall when they break, they fall in the tree, so they never hit the ground.
Or pay off that high interest rate debt, or just get ready for the
But around our neighborhood, there's a lot of branches
only
down.
2% down and no mortgage insurance. Take AIM,
That was
affordable
wet.
interest mortgage, 720-895-0500. We all know rates are going to go up, so why keep putting it off when you can borrow money in the 3s? Do you know paying mortgage insurance is like adding 1.5% to your
I will
current
bet you there won't be
tax
a lot of
deduction?
people if you go up tonight.
Take
There won't be a lot of people there just because of the recent snow and everything.
Call now and find out how to pay off.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of going either way. I don't know.
$100,000 in excess interest that you get to keep, all without changing 1 penny of your spending habits. Take AIM, 720-895-0500. VA loans to 100% with cash out in the low 3s. We've been serving Colorado since 2001, where it's all about you. It's not just our motto, it's who we are. Get the respect you deserve. Affordable interest mortgage, 720-895-0500. NMLS 298191, regulated.
You, Mark, talking the place that there is racist and sexist, Tom?
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah, big time. You know, I was reading just a second ago on this this Harvey Weinstein or whatever.
What do you mean? Racist and sexist Hollywood. I mean, they've held women out of being directors and producers.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
You know.
And they're the ones that are always bitching about everybody else.
Yeah.
And how come they always are going to move when someone wins, but they never move?
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome.
True.
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We do have room for several more calls if you get in right now. 303-713-TALK, and you can get right through. Bill, your turn. What's going on, Bill?
Hey, Tom, I'm curious about extracting information from the company Carfax.
What do you mean?
I've got a car that that had a clean Carfax for a while, and whoever the source was to give information to Carfax about a repair or about an accident was like over a year and a half late.
Happens all the time.
And I'm trying to get Carfax to disclose the source of that accident, where it was reported from, and they're saying, well, it's confidential, we don't have to
well, first of all, they don't. And what's really weird about Carfax is they don't have a contract with any of you. I mean, Carfax can do anything they want. They really can. It's not a public service. It's not a government service. It's not I mean, people mistake Carfax and think they have all kinds of rights when it comes to Carfax. You can't get them to do anything. You go and find out.
You can't legally compel them to disclose that, if that's your question.
Right. Changing my personal property, though, something I own, they're disclosing information that's derogatory against it.
Bill, they can do anything they want. So I can do that too.
Every clue report out there.
I can get any information I want about you, anything, and I can disclose it. There is nothing that you can do about it. Now, what I can't do is violate the law. Okay? In other words, I can't gather information from you and promise you it's going to be confidential and then expose it. But if you say that they are exposing derogatory information about something you own, if it's not true, then basically, and it does you damage, then they could be liable if it's not true.
Well, shouldn't they have to prove that it's true?
Nope, not at all. Not at all. Not unless you sue them. If you sue them and you say it is false, it's costing me money, and then you literally sue them, then I think through discovery they would have to, they either pay you or they prove it's true. They prove, in other words, like when I report something, if I report something about someone and it's really derogatory, if it's false
if the guy says, I'm suing you because it's false, then he sues me, and my defense is showing that it's true. That would be their defense.
So is there an attorney out there that you represent that might specialize or...
No, I don't know anybody who specializes. But, Bill, can I just tell you that if you're prepared, I'm believing it's going to cost you $50,000 to do this. Now, and I'm not kidding. I'm not fooling. If you want to sue Carfax over something that you're accusing them of being false, to get into court, just to get into court, if I gave you an attorney's name, you're going to give them a $10,000 retainer. Now, if it might only cost $25,000, but I promise you, it's not going to be worth it.
I still don't see what the case would be. I don't understand.
He is saying that they're saying his truck was in an accident and it wasn't. Therefore, it diminished the value.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know why. I don't know what relationship he has with Carfax.
Well, no, but he has a point. If it truly is a lie, truly, if Carfax just simply published a lie about his vehicle, even if they got a VIN number wrong, if they did that...
I don't think they actually say that everything is 100% correct in their report.
Yeah, but Mark...
They only report it. They only report what people give them.
Right. But they have a certain responsibility. I would imagine that if they issued something in error and it cost me money, I might have a case. The problem is it's not going to be worth it.
Every ticket I used to do out of the good years would report to Carfax. If I put an alternator in your car...
Who did that? Did you do it personally?
My point of sale personally did it. So yes, the shop
did it. But it was an agreement with you, right? It was. Did Carfax pay you for that?
No, not at all.
Why? So people just do it, right? Just like
almost. I bet Al's shop. I bet Pro Auto Care does it. Everything he does goes on there. So think about that. How is that their fault?
No,
I'm the one reporting it.
Just like credit reporting agencies. If he but credit reporting agencies can be held responsible. They can be.
Pay for it. Carfax has to be paying for the information.
But Bill, they're not paying. No, Bill, they're not paying for.
What incentive would it be to report it then?
Bill.
What incentive would it be?
Mark is telling you he owned a shop and did it and did not get paid.
No, we didn't get paid on that.
Because he's telling me that. How do I know he's telling me the truth? I mean,
you know what? We're done with you, Bill. You sound like a nut anyway, so go sue him. And by the way, sue me for calling you a nut. You're a nut. Bob.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing about that. A simple comment. You can fix a Carfax error in 24 hours.
How?
With a phone call. As a dealer, we can do it online, but as an individual...
But wait. You say fix an error. So if I report an error, that doesn't mean they agree with me. If it's not an error, they're going to say screw it, right?
I used to always say, what would stop me from putting an engine in your car?
Just wait, Bob. What will they do if I report an error and it's true?
If you report an error, they research it. You give them the documentation, and they research it. If they agree, they delete it typically within 24 hours.
All right. So go ahead with your point, Mark.
Well, my whole point with Carfax was if I was going to sell a car and I owned that shop, I could simply put in there, I could report to Carfax, I put a brand new transmission in, a brand new engine, and none of it could be true. Right. And whoever pulls a Carfax will think it has a new engine and transmission.
And Carfax would not be responsible in that case. But if Carfax is made aware...
Yeah, just like your credit reporting was a perfect example.
If they're made aware of something and refuse to look into it, then I think they could be liable. Don't you, Bob?
I probably would disagree with you because of the disclaimers that are built into the...
I'd agree with Bob.
What do the disclaimers say?
Disclaimers basically say, hey, we take the information as we get it. You know, we don't generate... I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
We take the information as we get it.
Well, credit reporting agencies say that too.
Right, exactly.
But credit reporting agencies have been held responsible. Now, I will say it has to be pretty reckless, but, you know, it has happened. So first of all, I'll bet you, Bob, that Carfax doesn't allow it to get that far. If anything's questionable, I'll bet you they just pull it.
And that may well be. That wouldn't be far off the mark. But again, the experiences I've had stuff changed, fixed with them quickly and easily. Send them the information, they verify it, they send me back a note within 24 hours, and it's deleted.
It is really cool, though, because you can tell if someone did their oil changes if they're getting them done like at Pro Auto.
I think it's a great service. I really do. I think it's a great service. Well, we're out of time. Don't forget referrallist.com for your quality referrals and to keep yourself from getting ripped off. That's referrallist.com.
and join us back here tomorrow. Remember, Facebook and YouTube as well.
Broncos.
What was the incentive for you to do that?
It's great for the customer.
Is it okay?
Because when they go to sell their car, they can see everything that was ever maintained on their vehicle.